Alright, we are live. So, hello, we are here with the very scuffed PR podcast for the ASL Season 9. So,
Incredibly scuffed.
yeah.
Very fine.
Yeah. So, everyone feel free to introduce yourselves.
I am Nick Near 13, whatever you want to call me, Dynamic Excuser. I don't care. Coach of the Arkansas Araquanins, and I will not be winning.
Alright, I'm Guil, coach of the FC Victini Pelzen. I will also not be winning, and I am not Guile from Street Fighter.
And I am Moonlight, coach of the Jersey Dust Wars, and I also will not be winning. So, great to see that we have a bunch of losers in this video call, this audio call. But you know what? It's fine. Nico will be joining us shortly, and he's another loser. So,
I mean, he did win season 1, so he's
how long ago
Yeah,
was
that's
that?
season
less
1.
of a loser than us.
That was 2 generations ago.
That wasn't even 2 generations ago. That was X and Y. Oras was.
That was
Oras
2
was
generations
out.
ago. We're
That's
in
Gen,
Gen 8, man.
6. That's 2. That's
That
2.
is 2 generations
8 minus
ago,
6
but
is
it's not
2.
even Oras.
Yeah, that is 2 generations ago. That's Gen 6. We are in Gen 8, Gil. Alright, so we'll have Ryan joining us eventually, and maybe possibly...
Like 0.5 gens ago, honestly. Oh.
Yeah, and we may or may not have Lucas joining us at some point along with some other people. Oh, Octa.
It's absolutely
To
not
join.
Ryan.
Octa, hello there.
Hey.
Hi. Feel free to
Hello there.
Feel free to introduce yourself because the audio is currently going.
Oh, yeah, I'm Octa Cannon. I'm coach of the Spike Moth Squid Squad. And I don't know what I missed.
Nothing. We just introduced ourselves and stated how none of us would be winning this league.
Yeah, that's basically what we did.
Yep.
You sound like a lot. You sound a lot like a German I just recorded with Octa. Are you an alter ego of sorts of any?
No,
Does he
I'm
sound
not.
eternal?
I'm a German, but that's all.
Sound a lot like a German I just recorded a video with, but with worse mic quality.
Nice. So, do we want to get started now with the PRs, or do we wait for Ryan? But, I mean, I don't think we have an ETA on Ryan, so do we want to just start now and fill him in when we get here?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think starting now is a good idea.
Alright, so how are we going to start this? Are we doing by division, I guess?
Yeah, I was thinking in order on the dock.
Alright, that's fair. So let me open the
Starting
dock.
with Gold Division. The
Yeah, so
loser.
we start with you, Moon.
Yay.
We start with you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
trash all over your team.
Yeah, the ultimate loser in this league. So, okay. My team is currently on the screen. Consists of Dragapult, Nidoking, Registeel, Swampert, Pangoro, Alolan Raichu, Colossal, Togetic, Kangaskhan, and Thwackey. So, feel free to go ham on my team.
Alright, the first thing I notice, you are pretty weak to Mamoswine. You have a lot of ground weaknesses and a lot of ice weaknesses.
This is true. Although, I'm not sure if I play Mamoswine this season.
No, you do not. It's in the division, actually. You don't play Piloswine either. It's in the conference.
Yeah. So, that really does not apply if I'm not playing that mod.
I mean, you can still play it in playoffs.
But this is true, but that I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
We get there when we get there, yeah.
Yep. But it's alright, because I have an entire Pangoro.
Yeah, that'll get him.
Yeah.
Nidoking is actually pretty good. It's pretty underrated, but it's strong. One thing I lost to in a league earlier was Substitute Nidoking, actually.
Ooh,
That
very
works
nice.
really well against a more defensive team. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you just flip it on it and it just subs.
Yeah.
The hazard removal is interesting. It's Colossal with Spin, Togetic with Defog. Both of them are weak to rocks. One of them can run boots, the other needs to violate. It's not entirely the greatest, but it's better than nothing.
It's not the best removal I've had in a league. It's not. I mean, it's significantly better than last season, where I think I had one defogger and that was it. Yeah, Mandibus, and I brought that thing to like 4 games.
Very nice. You have so much priority that on the draft-league.nl page, I have to scroll to see all the priorities. You have Bullet Punch Pangoro, Extreme Speed, Fake Out, and Quick Attack on Alolan Raichu, Fake Out and Sucker Punch on Kangaskhan, Fake Out on Thwackey, Quick Attack and Sucker Punch on Dragapult, and Sucker Punch on Nidoking. So that's
Yeah.
a lot of priority.
And Grassy Glide on Thwackey when it's under terrain.
Oh yeah, that is also a priority move. It's not listed in the priority moves, unfortunately.
So Nick, Octa, have anything to comment?
I do want to mention I liked Thwackey. I'm gonna be honest. I like the addition of the grassy terrain helping with Nidoking, Registeel, especially Colossal,
Yeah.
because I feel like it's gonna end up being your main Dynamax abuser. So I it's 4 times effective, and if you go Dynamax, take a water move that's +6 speed under grassy terrain, you basically just win.
Yeah.
If you get that
I'd like
+6.
to point out, Swampert appreciates the grassy terrain a lot because it doesn't have reliable recovery outside of rest.
This is true.
Mhm.
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, why was Swampert 9 points?
I mean, Swampert is pretty thick.
That should have been 10 or 11, honestly.
I don't know. I guess people are more afraid of Dracovish despite the fact that we banned it again.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
I don't know why we banned Dracovish, but not like we didn't ban Kyurem at all.
We didn't ban Kyurem, we didn't ban Mew.
Yeah.
We still have Darm G, which I mean, yeah, it's nerfed with
We
just being
did ban
Zenmo, but it's still
Urshifu
Darm
Park,
G.
which makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like, I can live with
understand
Darm.
why Swampert is the same point total as Reggie Draco of all things, because that thing is garbage.
I don't think it's garbage. I think all the Reggies have their uses.
I mean, I've never seen it do anything, so I'm just assuming.
I mean,
it's
I've
bad.
seen it sweep multiple people multiple times as either D-Dance or just Choice Scarf, Dragon Ascend, because somebody decided not to bring their fairy.
It does.
Excuse
Not
me?
he's not
Dragon
not like
Energy.
Dragon Energy, that
Yeah,
too.
Dragon Energy.
I was about to say, why does it get Rayquaza's move?
Because it can.
It's probably the worst out of the Reggies, but it can still do its thing.
I would say that it's worse. It's better than Regigigas and arguably
Incorrect.
Regirock.
It gets protect now.
Okay, Regigigas, I'll give you.
Body
Yeah.
press.
If I'm being honest, if I had to rank the Reggies, I'd say either Registeel or Regieleki number 1. Probably Registeel number 1, then Regieleki, Regice, Regidrago, Regirock, and then I'd say Regigigas.
I would call Regirock better than Regidrago. It's
I'd say Regieleki's the best, but I'm biased,
It's
so.
a-
Yeah, I
Rocker.
mean, the only thing that holds Regieleki back is ground types. But, I mean,
But then there's just Specs Hyper Beam.
Specs Hyper Beam, Spec Swift, Choice Banded Explosion.
or you predict the ground type move and click your water type and win.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Or, yeah, you could just build your entire team around Regieleki, so that way you don't have to deal with water types ever. I mean, ground types ever again.
Or you just get Rillaboom.
That's also fair.
See?
That's also fair, yeah.
That's totally not what I did.
I think Regirock
It totally
better
is what
than
you did.
Regice. Regirock is better than Regice because it's not Rock's weak and it gets body press.
I think Regice is better than Regirock, because, I mean, I've had to prep for both of them in ETA, and Regice was much scarier defensively, because you slap an Assault Vest onto that thing, nothing breaks through it. Like, not even Specs Flash Cannon from Hydreigon could break that thing.
Well, then you just hit it from the physical set.
Yeah, but even then, like, it's still pretty bulky. You've got to give it credit for that. Plus, Ice
yeah.
type
It's
is
especially
pretty-
bulky, yeah.
All an
Yeah.
underrated thing, but I think Regirock's just better given the virtue of it gets rocks and body press.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I like Regice more than Regirock, design-wise anyway, so that's probably playing into that.
Let's just admit Regielekki's the best, and let's move on.
All right. So anything else to comment on my team? I have something to comment. My speed tiers are kind of fucked.
Yeah, you have Dragapult and Alolan Raichu. And what else do you have?
Those are my only mons above base 100 speed, I think.
Yeah, like you have.
Yeah,
The priority does make up for it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have plenty of priority, but.
Yeah,
still.
I have priority up the wazoo.
Do you get Trick Room in anything? Does like Kangaskhan or Raichu get Trick Room?
I think
Togetic maybe?
Togetic might get Trick Room. We can check this later. I'm too lazy
Yeah.
to look now.
That's fair.
Dragapult gets Trick Room for some asinine.
Honestly,
I don't know. I'm going to SD and checking.
Yeah, I have no idea which of my mons do and do not get Trick Room. But
Togetic does not get Trick Room. That's unfortunate.
all right.
Dragapult does not either. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the reason I drafted Thwacky was because I really wanted a bulky grass type, and that's what Thwacky does. Plus, I also have been interested in trying it, and then when I looked at my team plan, I was like, well, shit, I don't have a ground type switch in, so I might as well get Thwacky.
Bro, Dynamax with Violet.
Yeah, Dynamax of Violet with Terrain. The thing goes ham. Oh, and Swords Dance.
And yeah, and just click SD, and then you just click Grass Moves, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
and you win late game.
It'll be Baby Rillaboom.
You just take out the Steel type with a Specs Flamethrower from Pole, and then you just go Thwacky and win.
Yeah.
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 What about the Subsippermon, though?
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, this thing gets...
Then you just kill it with Dragapult, because it's a Dragapult.
Yeah. The only Sap Supermon that I can think of that switches into either one is Miltank, which I think I face like week... I face week 4 because you have it.
That's me.
Yeah.
I have Miltank.
Yeah, but I just click knock off and then like Drain Punch a few times and you die.
Like explain how to beat Miltank
That's
for
fair.
Moon.
This is why I drafted Miltank. I need ice resistances. That's the only reason I got it.
Yeah.
The thick fat.
I mean, to be fair, Miltank is pretty thick.
Miltank is.
That's why I got it.
Yeah.
I was gonna get Licky Licky, but I needed ice resist.
So shall we move on to the next team?
Yep, so who's...
Yeah, let's go to Gil's team.
One thing I see,
Yeah, Octa, go ahead.
the Alolan Raichu and no electric terrain is interesting.
My friend, you don't
Like,
need electric terrain for Alolan Raichu because
I know, but it would be better.
It would be better, but I faced 2 people who have electric terrain on their teams. Like, the 2 people with electric terrains that drafted it, I play both of them.
Yeah, he drafted it to use against the Ether loser.
I did.
The counter draft.
Yeah, I also wanted something above base 100 speed to sort of kind of fill in my speed tier gaps. I mean, plus it's an offensive electric and psychic type, so it hits really damn hard with both of its dual stabs. Plus 95 base special attacks, nothing to scoff at. Put a choice specs on that thing or set up a nasty plot.
Yeah, I remember I was talking with Moon about his team, and we were talking about Raichu and how like he can still do good even without the terrain.
Yeah, I'm
I
looking
can see
forward to
that.
using it. I've looked at my matchups.
I think it'll do good for you.
Yeah, I've looked at my matchups without the electric terrain, and it still looks really good in a lot of games. So, not as good as
Well, you're not bringing it against me.
I mean, you definitely have some nice Volt Switch, Flip Turn, Baton Pass.
Yeah, a lot of baton pass. I like my pivot core. I also realized looking through the dock that Pangoro gets parting shot, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So
It used to be its signature.
Yeah,
move.
Pangoro was the first mon to get parting shot.
nice.
Yeah, it was the signature.
I'm like
move.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Quash.
Alolan Raichu, because you're totally gonna teleport and not Volt Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll run that thing Spadef and with Wish and teleport.
It can do that. It does get a wish as well.
It does get
you
wish.
Can make it work.
It-
Speaking of which,
If
3
you run
wish
that, I'll be
passes
so happy.
and a 1 heal beller.
You know what? I was originally gonna get more, but I got. I mean, Saigai took Comfey in like round 3, and that completely messed up my lower tiers for the draft.
Oh, I got absolutely like destroyed by a Poliwrath snipe.
I mean, I will
And
be.
then a Kingler snipe, and
Yeah,
you got
you
sniped with all your rain sweepers.
yeah, you got sniped up the wazoo, my friend.
the Kingler wasn't a rain sweeper. I just wanted it for the meme because Foam Burst sounded funny. Because -2G.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, you're drafting Pelipper turn 1, so
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What? I don't know why.
you're bound to get sniped.
Yeah. My question, my friend, is why? Why? Well, actually, you know what? We'll get into this when we get to your team. But
Which is right now.
Oh, my team is all over the place.
yeah. Wait. I think I was gonna say one last thing, and that is that despite how good Raichu looks, it does not. Nidoking and Dragapult look great in almost every matchup because they're a Nidoking and a Dragapult.
Yeah, you're just gonna bring both each game and just sweep with either or.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So next team is Gills, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
My
Gills.
Yep.
So
Gills budget rain team.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
my dollar store rain team with Jirachi, Amoonguss, Pelipper, Snorlax, Blastoise, Bolton, Drampa, Omastar, Girder, and Mawile. It sucks. That's all. That's what I have to say. It sucks.
I
It
mean,
needs one more Swift Swimmer.
Yeah,
it
I was-
doesn't have enough offense.
yeah, I was gonna say, why did you draft Pelipper for Rain and only get one Swift Swim Mom?
I wanted to get Poliwrath for the memes, but it got sniped, and it was too late into the draft.
Okay.
And Kingler got sniped too. He's gonna get
Yeah,
Kingler
but
for
that's not a
Gmax.
Swift Swimmer, so I didn't care.
Yeah, but it's still a Sheer Force Dynamax Mon in rain.
Yeah.
You get one SD up, then you win.
I will say
um,
your speed tiers like mine are kind of fucked.
Yeah, they're even worse. Like, I have Bolton, and then it jumps out to Jirachi. The next I think Blastoise. That's
Yeah, you have
pretty-
you have some pretty massive gaps in your speed tier, my friend.
Yeah, I also want to say I also lose the Mammothslide because it is Earthquake and Freeze Dry.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, this is true. I've yet to meet a
Okay,
person
yeah.
who specifically made a draft so that they don't straight up lose to Mamoswine.
I think I have yet to build a team that doesn't lose to Mamoswine.
Same here, and I've drafted
You-
Mamoswine
you-
before.
You
Well,
draft your team, you check all your boxes, and then you realize Mamoswine fucks you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you draft Mammothslide, and then you realize the guy with Ditto still beats you if it calls.
Yeah.
That reminds me of season 7 when I got Mamoswine and it did jack shit.
I mean, that team was pretty bad. right?
Yeah, what's weird is that okay, well, let's not get into this right now because we have, I don't know. But I will say I do like the Girder draft. I respect the Girder and I respect the dual Shell Smash mons.
Oh yeah, it's hype. I originally wanted Tentacruel because Rain Dish Rapid Spin, but
Whoops.
somebody took it. But it's fine because you should have picked the other Rain Dish Rapid Spinner because Blastoise, it's not Toxic Spikes immune, but it has Shell Smash, alright? It can just win. Like, it gets Rain Dish to heal in rain, set up a Shell Smash, win.
Yeah, no, I forgot that it gets Rain Dish as its secondary ability, and that's really nice on this thing.
Yeah, dude, Rain Dish Rapid Spin is just disgusting. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
You also have like the very budget what's his face core, Rio core from last season. My god, that team
Yeah.
was disgusting.
Yeah, honestly, I realized he drafted Pelipper Amoonguss, and I thought he'd go full Rio. I didn't watch the draft, and then I had to build for him, and then I realized it's not Rio at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit terrible, but it's fine. Omastar, Dynamax Shell Smash, I don't understand. Drampa Drampa's actually pretty good in the rain team. It gets Sap Sipper, which is nice.
You're welcome for the Drampa pick, by the way.
Oh yeah, Nick recommended it to
Yeah,
me. I mean, it gets Sap Sipper, Hurricane.
You're gonna draft
Thunder.
Noivern like a loser. Give you a
Wow.
better mon and with like half the points. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurricane,
And
Surf,
Dynamax,
Sapsipper.
You know,
Emacs
Drampa looks
bodies
really
in
good.
range.
I definitely plan on drafting it one day, but I will say I do think Turtonator does look like the better of the two Alolan dragons that are really budget.
Yeah, because it's.
I would rather have Drampa.
Stealth
I would
Smash.
rather
I would
have
also
Drampa.
rather.
I haven't used Turtonator, but I've used Drampa, and Drampa is really cool.
Yeah, no, I would
I've used
I would
both.
also
I
much
prefer
rather
Drampa.
use Drampa, but I was stuck with Turtonator because there were very limited dragons last season, and Turtonator was the only one left that actually looked halfway decent. And I mean, hey, I got 2 kills versus Saiga when I ran Shell Smash
I
against
want
him.
to say, Intimidate Mawile really nice. Like it's
Mhm.
just an ice resist. It gets intimidate. It gets rocks. It's very fun.
Yeah. I will say
Um,
though, you're looking very not good against ground types.
Oh yeah, I already mentioned I lost to Mammothfly, but
Yeah,
really,
but
any freeze
yeah,
fire with ground coverage
yeah. You
wins.
have one immunity, and I think that's it. I don't think you have any. Do you have any resist to this thing to
I do
ground?
not have any
No, he
resist.
does not.
Oh,
I just
wonderful.
have
His one grass type
Pelican,
is also a
Norway.
poison type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, Amogus doesn't entirely care about ground moves. It just cares about Mammothfly because it's the Mammothfly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everything cares about
Yeah.
mammoth swine because it's a mammoth swine.
Yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
Hazard removal, very nice. Drampa and Girder get defog for some asinine reason. Pelipper gets defog. Blastoise spin.
Well, I know why Drampa gets defog. It's because of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Smoke, make some smoke, boom, defog.
Yeah.
Get out of
Nobody knows why the Girder and Conkelder line get defog, and I
Yeah,
don't
why
think
does
we'll ever
Girder
get the answer to that.
It's because they grab their thing and they spin it around and it makes the air go away.
I mean, at that point, why not just give them rapid spin? Would that not make more sense?
But defog's funnier.
That is fair. That is very fair.
In terms of priority, I have Mach Punch from Girder, and like that's mostly it. Other than some very niche things.
Yeah. You have Faint on a few mons, which does absolutely nothing for you. You have
Oh wow.
you have
Mawile
You sucker
gets
punch
sucker
Mawile.
Playing VG.
you get Aqua
Yeah,
Jet
sucker punch
Blastoise.
Mawile.
Run Choice Bandit
Aqua
Jet,
Blastoise
take
1 week.
that, let's go. Bandit Aqua Jet, let's go. Whoever's week 12, we are getting fucked because by that point I'll be already eliminated from playoffs.
or
Dude,
or
body
you
my sand team with Bandit Aquajet.
could, or even better, Shell Smash Physical Blastoise, and you just run Aqua Jet on it in 2 moves.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
Yeah, that
But
honestly
yeah,
sounds
this
really funny.
This team is lacking offense. It does have a Spectrier check. Snorlax does okay.
Yeah, well,
it's
you have
also
2
a
Spectrio
yeah.
checks, because Drampa's also a normal
Drampa
type.
No.
You have
Drampa
Snorlax,
does-
that's all you need for Spectre.
This is fair. That is
Drampa
fair.
gets 2-hit KO'd by Spec's Dark Pulse. It is not a Spectrier answer.
Have you calced with Assault Vest, Drampa?
What the fuck runs Assault Vest Drampa?
You will at some point.
Why not?
likely.
What if I want a defog?
My friend,
AV Drampa is like a good set, though.
my friend,
It's
sacrifice rocks for AV Drampa, my
Oh,
friend.
bro, what if I want to run Tickle? How am I gonna run Assault Vest Tickle?
I don't even know what
You
Tickle
hope
does.
they get knocked off.
Also, you can run Cloud9 and just get rid of your own rain. That's always a strat.
Yeah, that is
Because
a
Drampa
strat.
gets Cloud9.
I mean, it doesn't get rid of it. It just
Neutralizes it.
makes it
acts as
Yeah.
if it's what.
Alright,
Ugh,
wait.
if
same difference.
I mean, hey, that's pretty good counterplay to say, like, another weather.
Think about it. Cloud
Say like
9
a sand team. I don't know.
So I can
Yeah,
miss
or, I
a
guess,
Hurricane and Rain.
ooh,
No, guys.
you could run
Cloud9
Cloud9
is
Assault
miss
Vest Drampa
Hurricane and
versus
Rain.
whoever
What the
has the Venusaur.
Who's running Scarf Venusaur this year? Who's got Venusaur?
Let me check. I know who,
I think Khan has it.
Volt. Volt has it with Kieran Black.
Oh, Volt.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
Volt has
But we'll
Oh,
get
in
we'll
my
get
own
we'll get
division?
to Volt eventually. We'll get to that very
Yeah, Volt-
very scuffed team eventually.
Yeah,
In my own
overall,
division, he has Venusaur. How dare he?
And
Oh,
Kieran
I'm sorry,
Black.
Vanusaur. I'm
Oh
sorry,
my God.
Vanusaur.
For me,
Don't ever call it Venusaur again.
That's what it says on the doc.
Oh my god,
Venusaur.
now that is scuffed. All
That's
right.
more scuffed in this podcast. We
All
should
right.
move on.
Yeah,
it's
let's
been
move-
an hour. It's been half an hour, and we've
Yeah.
done 2 teams.
All right, let's get on to TV. So, the awesome Ampharos.
Let's go to Ty.
All right.
Did
Ty.
you just call him TV?
That's what it says on the info. It says TV.
No, if you,
No,
it looks like a V
definitely-
because of the font. It's because of the
It's
font.
a Y, though.
It's a Y.
I thought his name was TV since like last season. I never realized it was
Ty.
Ty. Talk about scuffed. Oh god.
Alright,
This is the most scuffed thing ever.
All right, so his team has Aegislash, Zoroark, Galarian Articuno, Flareon, Persian, Abomasnow, Appleton, Beartic, Avalugg, and Azumarill. So, we got the Ice Core and Aegislash.
Ice Body, Avalugg, and Hail. That's all I'm gonna say. He also has Aegislash and Azumarill.
Yeah. Yeah. No, his speed tiers are also fairly scuffed. He's got a 115 Mon, a 105 Mon, and that's about it.
Yeah, and that 105 Mon is completely worthless in a Hail team because it's gonna disguise as like a
Zoroark.
Bear Tick and take Hail damage or something dumb.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at his team, Avalugg, Bear Tick, Abomasnow, Flareon, Galarian Articuno, that's 5 Rocks weaknesses in a team with a Zoroark.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he does have.
You can only
Avalugg.
run one heavy-duty boots.
Yeah.
Oh no, one's heavy
Only
duty
one
boots
boots
is gonna
allowed.
kill
Heavy
that.
duty boots Avalugg every week, my friend. Rapid spin and.
Oh, you go for the heavy-duty boots on the Zoroark to pretend you're not the Zoroark.
Oh my god.
No, that is genius, my friend. That is genius.
Until it takes hail damage when it's disguised as an ice type.
But I mean, like.
Yeah, I just think Zoroark is a complete waste here. I'm not even gonna lie. That thing.
Yeah, I don't understand why
Yeah,
he.
that's not the team where you expect a Zoroark.
Yeah, I don't know why he has.
No.
I still don't understand why he has Appleton on this team, why he drafted it in the first place, because he could very easily get a much better Dragon type with, what does he have? That's 6 points for Appleton, 7 points remaining, so he has, 11 points in total? He could pretty easily get an actually good Dragon type.
Hold up, I can go look. What's
that
in B
is very
tier?
good math right there.
If you wanted to use all his points.
Yeah, no, I don't understand why he has Appleton on this team. That or he should just replace Abomasnow with a better hail setter.
Get Gigalith and Dracozolt. There you go.
I mean, Abomasnow is nice if you need a grass type too, but he has Appleton, so
Yeah,
probably right.
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't.
wanted to
I
use
liked
your points, you
using
could
using
use
Abomasnow last season, but I did not have another grass type, so that was nice.
Yeah, he has 1 immunity to fire with Flash Fire, Flareon, and then 4 weaknesses to fire, and one of them is a 4-time weakness.
Yeah, so he kind of has to bring Flareon every single week, and it's
Yeah,
not
every single week
entirely
he's going up against a threatening fire type. He has to bring Flareon if he wants to really come in on it. That or he runs.
Combuskin.
Or Appleton with thick fat and like
actually
either full fist dev or full spadef.
Or
Yeah,
I mean,
thick
he
fat
could.
Appleton.
I mean, also there's Fat
Azure.
Azumarill,
Yeah, thick fat Azure. That.
or just huge
But
power
what-
Fat Azu. You could just.
You're not using 14 points on bringing Fat Azumarill
Not if you're
most
Doctor.
of the time.
Well, I mean, if you're Doctor Slacking, you are, but that
Yeah,
man's a
but
god
he's
amongst men.
high, all right, he does what he wants. All right.
Yeah.
He can break any and all laws of the
Yeah,
universe.
I mean, I will say I do respect the Galarian Articuno pick because I've never seen that thing drafted in a league, let alone actually used. So I'm interested to see what he does. But watch him not bring it and then drop it as soon as FAs are available.
I don't even know what that thing does, honestly.
I think it just
It's out of the 3 new birds. To me, it's the worst.
agreed.
Yeah.
Because
it gets
Zapdos
so
is really good.
But isn't it like the
I
only
use
one that
Zapdos.
gets recovery?
Yeah, it gets recover.
Uh,
It gets recover as
yeah.
its recovery. It doesn't get roost, which is kind of scuffed, but that's alright.
none of them get roost, so
Yeah.
it's not just that.
But yeah, no, I agree. I've used the other 2, and they're both really good. I do actually really like Galarian Moltres. I think I brought it like twice in the league that I had it. No, 3 times in the league that I had it, but it was good. I ran Scarfed AV and then Dual Dance on it, so that was fun.
Yeah, it could serve as a nice Spectre air check, so there's some merit to it, anyways.
Yeah, with that, and then Galarian Zapdos is
Check here.
Yeah.
Like Zoroark with Sucker Punch, it just got substituted on.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, Galarian Zapdos is kind of like disgusting. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Nico has that one. I remember that.
Yeah.
So does anyone have any final thoughts before we move on?
I like the Aegislash pick. And I respect the Beartic pick.
Yeah, Aegislash and
I mean-
Azumarill are probably gonna have to carry because I don't think Hail's gonna do much other than get flame.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he does have Beartic, which is a pretty abusable Dynamax mon.
Swift Swim as well, and there are 2 rain teams in this league.
Yeah, so I mean, Slush Rush. He could run easily like Slush Rush with Dynamax and just kind of do stuff, but I don't know. I don't think he'll. I don't really like his team too much, if I'm being completely honest, outside of the Aegislash and.
But there's not a whole lot of support for the Aegislash.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
apart from Aurora Veil, there's really nothing that helps it.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, Zoroark and Aegislash is like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was fine with him having Zoroark and Aegislash on the same team as long as he built around them correctly, but I think Hale really sort of messed that up towards the end. I'm fine with the Azu pick.
You'll keep in mind, he actually picked
I think the Azu was a pretty good
second
pick.
to last round.
He picked what?
He picked the second to last round. So
Yeah,
it was way after Zoroark in the
He also has
He was like
7 points left.
Yeah,
he's 7 points. That's probably the
Ty
most.
is just memeing. He's Ty. He does whatever
that
he
is
wants.
fair.
He does whatever.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, but that doesn't.
It feels like he had like 4 different draft plans and he just mushed them all into one thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely what he did.
Like, Zoroark can definitely be a good mod, but I have not seen someone build a good team around Zoroark. It's the issue.
Yeah. All right. So I think.
I mean, whoever had it last season used it pretty well because people just did not care.
that is
Oh,
Yeah,
fair.
me and Nico fell for.
He just was Arcanine every time
Intimidate.
and just fucked people up.
Yeah.
I
is
fell
true.
to I fell to
At
that
point,
once.
you're just stupid because you know it intimidated, and you didn't notice the intimidate the second time. So that's 100% your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, you yell at me for that one.
Okay, so let's move on to Frostlass and the Indiana Tracers. So I'm gonna be honest, I like this team. I like this team a lot. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't have a Firewater Grass core. His Fairy Dragon
Those are
Steel Core is a little scuffed. But I like this team. His Speed Tour is also kind of scuffed, but that's all right.
I don't like that he sniped me 2 times in 4 rounds. He drafted Driftblim, round 4.
the man's got
Good
priority.
Driftblim.
Come
Now, to be fair, I think Driftblim is much better with terrain support.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, that's why I wanted it.
Yeah, that is completely fair. So
He has 2 Unburned Mons without terrain.
now, to be fair, one of them is a Slurpuff. So
Yeah,
that's how you neutralize that.
Slurpuff is whatever.
It goes better with berries.
Yeah. So, anyways, his team is. I'll give it credit. It's fairly bulky. Komodo can be run defensively. Eviolite on coughing. Lantern, fantastic defensive mon. I will stand on this hill.
Celesteela.
Celesteela.
I'm with you on that one.
Celesteela is super bulky, really good. Gothitelle super bulky.
Slurpuff can be ran bulky.
Yeah, Driftblim can be run bulky. Nick, you might remember this when I ran bulky Driftblim against you in ETA. I did that entirely so I could deal with Heracross.
I think
Yeah, that's
Driftblim's really underrated.
Right?
Yeah, I like Driftblim as a mod. I think it's super cool. Galarian Linoon pick, I respect it.
Yeah, he was
I
very
honestly don't know. I don't know what that one does. Like,
You give it a
what
toxic.
does Galarian Linoon really do?
You give it a
It
toxic.
just clicks stab tackle.
You give it a toxic.
Nice.
It gets quick feet, so you give it a toxic orb, and then you run facade, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And
that's
parting
what it
shot.
does.
Yeah.
I've seen Ryan's really scuffed draft league videos. A few of them. There's also, there's obviously Belly Drum Slurpuff, which can just claim lives in and of itself.
He also has Doug Trio at Gothitelle to trap literally everything.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah,
trapping has gotten a little worse this gen because of, everything and every mon and its mother getting U-turn, flip turn, or volt switch to an extent. And then
Yeah,
Doug
everything
Trio
else-
can't trap anything that's not on the ground, so levitate mons and flying types can deal with it, but
And then
Air Balloon,
Gothitelle
I think,
can't beat
is
those types.
trapping by Doug.
does Air Balloon prevent trapping? It wouldn't surprise me.
hope so.
That would be kind of funny, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you run air.
All right, Gil, get on SC right now. We're testing it.
Yeah, you run whatever that item is.
You're using one Chacha, one Air Balloon, and you're good.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but if Air Balloon worked, people will be running Air Balloon pecks on the ladder normally to deal with Dougie instead of Shed Shell.
yeah. Are Omni
I don't
boosting
think it'll
moves
work.
allowed? I forget.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
yeah.
got-
So you can have Throat Spray, Clangorous Soul, Komodo. You get Belly Drum, Azumarill. You get Calm Mind, whatever. On Driftblim, you get Autotomize with Beast Boost, Celesteela. So he has a lot of really good potential sweepers on this team.
I don't think Celesteela's that good of a sweeper without Z moves, honestly.
I'd agree with you there, but I still think it can be a really good sweeper. I think it's better as a breaker or defensive, a hard-hitting defensive mod. But
if anything,
I mean, Celesteela can really do
late game.
anything you want.
that is true. So I will say he does have a very big weakness to ice on his team, but overall his team is like pretty balanced as far as weaknesses go. The only other types he's really weak to are Ghost and just Ghost. But
Yeah.
even then, he's got a Galarian
then
line in.
it's
Just run the thing Eviolite and you're fine.
Yeah, it's just two Mons too, which are Driftblim and Golfetl, so
Yeah.
it's not like he's getting destroyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been noticing Ice has been a common weakness here, and Ty just predicted everyone being weak to Ice.
Now, to be fair, Ice is not a great type in draft. I will say that. I think that to be fair, I think it's better than like Bug for the most part and Rock for the most part, but Rock and Ice aren't super great, and as a result, you don't have a lot of people really prepping for it too much, which might explain
Yeah.
a lot.
Rock is a really common coverage type on that a lot of stuff, though. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say he does have Stealth Rocks up the wazoo, but he has complete lack of hazard removal outside of Driftblim, so...
Yeah, Celesteela, despite being flying type, cannot defog, yet Girder can.
Yeah, I don't know. This...
And Superior.
Oh yeah,
out of all things.
this game is just really scuffed. Pokemon's
This
just
game
really
is
scuffed.
terrible, alright?
Gen 7, like, everything got defogged.
Except for Celesteela.
Except
Apparently, yeah.
Celesteela.
Alright.
Even Cortana could defog, but not the actual flying Ultra Beast.
Oh yeah, I forgot Kartana gets defogged. Alright, so Octa, any last words before we move on to the next team?
We should
I mean,
move faster because
I'm just hating on his team, but I don't know what Marowak does here.
Thick Club, Sword Stats, it hits fucking hard. That's it.
Yeah.
Lightning
I know
Rod
what
for Driftblim
Marowak
and
does,
Celesteela?
but why on that team?
I don't know.
Lightning Rod for Driftblim and Celesteela, maybe?
Yeah, this
It's
team
a-
is very unconventional.
Nick, it's a ground type. It doesn't need Lightning Rod.
Yeah, but you can run Special Marowak, and that's funny.
Oh yeah.
Wait, does Lightning... Wait, which one
Doesn't
goes...
it get like Thunderbolt and stuff?
Wait, I thought the ground type canceled out the Lightning Rod so it doesn't get the boost.
No, it still gets the
I'm-
boost.
It gets the, it
Oh,
gets the
nice.
boost.
Yes.
No.
That's why people run,
Lightning
like,
Rod-
Special Rhydon and stuff.
No, Lightning Rod Rhyperior was an actual Faggot VGC because it still redirected the thing to the Rhyperior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Rhydon, like, gets, like, good special moves. That's why
That's
why
fair.
people would run it.
So...
I'm looking at, like,
Yeah,
those
you know
special
how it
moves.
gets surfed despite being allergic to water.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Alright, so...
Marowak does get some crazy.
Yeah, Marowak gets some good special moves. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, but it has like what 20 attack?
50. 50 on the dot.
Nice.
I mean, it's still better than Onyx with its attack stat. That thing is weaker.
Onyx can body press though.
That's fair, but Onyx hits... Bellsprout hits harder than Onyx does.
Bro, it has.
Oddish hits better.
Yeah,
Oddish has a higher attack stat than Onyx.
yeah. Alright, so... Let's
Alright,
let's
moving
move
on.
on to another scuffed team.
A13. He has Vamosline. He wins by default. He
Yeah.
also has Melmetal. Next.
Yeah, if
He also has 4 normal types.
You can also D-Max Pyukumuku.
Oh god. Wait.
Oh
No, that it would just get wouldn't it just get max guard? Everything 'cause
No,
it gets
because-
no
No,
attack bonus?
No, because
Psychic move
counter-
and fighting move.
Oh yeah,
It
oh,
gets psychic
shoot,
and fighting
you're
with
right,
his
you're
counter
right,
magic
you're
guard.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
So
counters
it can
the
set
mirror-
up to get +3 and set up psychic terrain, but that's about it.
Yeah, I can set up Psychic Terrain.
the best G-Max abuser in the format. But no, I think Articuno and
Yeah, that's me.
X-Cloud are
It's my name. Dynamax.
Yeah, I think Dynamax and Exploud are two good Dynamax mons. But let's just begin with the fact that he has both Melmetal, Mamoswine, and Toxtricity all on the same team, plus Goodra.
He picked Braviary round 1, alright? I think it's the worst.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the greatest round 1 pick. I mean, to be fair, he did think it could Dynamax.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, Articuno's pretty nice bulky mon, though, with
Yeah,
boots.
it's with boots it can be really bulky with Roost and Defog.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he got Ear Rape the Pokemon.
Yeah, remember when this thing sucked in Gen 3 because the physical special split wasn't a thing? Good time.
Yeah.
Now it just specs Boom Burst everything.
Yeah. So
It's scrappy as well, so it Boom Burst your Gengar and wins.
Yeah, no, this guy has the perfect counter team to Spectrier.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got 4 normal types, Scrappy, he bodies it.
He has Heal Bell to prevent Will-O-Wisp, which doesn't really matter to Exploud because it's an
No
Exploud.
wonder the replacement dropped Spectrier. He knew he can beat 813.
Yeah. Well,
Do they battle? I think they don't even fight each other. Do they?
Oh, they're way in the other side of the conference. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
They play in regular season.
All right.
Oh yeah, there is week 5. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, if you want my opinion on this team, I think I like it. I like it a fair amount. I think it's solid. The only mon that's sort of out of place here is Farfetch'd, because it's a Farfetch'd.
It's pretty fighting weak. Like,
Yeah,
no
Farfetch just feels the
ammo.
most unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, the fighting weakness is a pretty big issue for this team.
Like, it's fighting weak. Articuno dies to Rock Tomb. Toxtricity. Most fighting types get like Earthquake or something.
You know, Toxtricity is his only resist to fighting, and that's it. And I mean, to be fair, he does have 3 ground immunities. Not that they're very good, because almost every ground type in the format gets a rock type move.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If he goes up against a Lando Therian and a decent fighting type, he's sort of screwed.
Doesn't Lando get superpower? It could just win on its own.
Yes, it gets it, but I don't think it got drafted.
Wait, no, actually.
Yeah, no one has Lando.
All right, well, I was gonna say nobody could win with
If I had
Lando
the
because
points, I'd get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody could win with Lando because there's a Pugamugu on this team.
I was thinking you'd say Mamoswine Ice Shard, but
that's also fair.
Okay.
That's also fair.
But yeah, Melmetal, Mamoswine, Toxtricity's gotta like wreck some shit. But if they can't do it or they get like out offense, I mean, I don't know what this team does.
Goodra's super nice, bulky, really hard hitting mon.
I love me my Goodra, so I respect it.
Yeah, gotta love the gooey boy.
He picked Nick's wife.
Yep, gotta love Mr. Goo. Take that as you will.
I hope it's Mrs. Goo then.
Yeah.
That's why I always make my Goodras female.
No. I think if he had a better fighting weakness, if he had like a better fighting switch in, then I think this team would be much better.
I think if instead of Farfetch'd, he got like a ghost type, that could be a bit of a better idea.
Here's what I suggest. He dropped Farfetch to pick up Yamask.
No, get Ghastly.
Oh, that's
your poison type.
Yeah, wait, no, he already has a poison type.
You don't need it.
And Ghastly is levitating.
That's ground resist. You keep those ground immunities.
That's fair.
It's the best item in the game.
Air balloon Ghastly. No, but I think he's got a pretty good team. I mean, Shift Gear, Throat Spray, Toxtricity. Looks nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. I think he's got a solid team. And then, of course, let's move on to whatever his team name is. I can't read this font. The Snowpoint Penguins.
Snowpoint Penguins.
I can't read half of the stuff on this document.
I'll read. I can read.
All right,
you got Drew. He's got Rilla. I can read. He's got Rillaboom, Magnezone, Hitmonlee, Turtonator, Blossom, Dragonite, Tapu Fini, Rhydon, Galar, Mr. Mime, and then a Swoobat. That's a very good
Alright.
terrain.
Yeah, if you
Rillaboom,
ask me, I think he's
Molly.
going to be the one that wins this division. I think he wins the Go division.
On paper, he's probably got the best team in this division. Yes,
Oh,
I agree.
absolutely, 100%. And I think my
Yeah.
team is pretty damn
I
good.
disagree.
But
I think Dragapult, Nidoking, and Co are better.
uh,
I'm just a
It's
bit
between
confused
this
that
and
Drew
this.
drafted a team with 2 psychic types and none of them is Duosion.
oh yeah, that is fair. That is very fair.
That's fair.
I respect the dual terrain because Tapu Fini and Rillaboom actually are pretty good together.
hmm
Um,
And no one really uses Misty terrain, so he's going to be more so just using Rillaboom's terrain,
yeah,
and then Phoenix, and he'll just go Rillaboom after
You know,
Phoenix and just replace it.
yeah. I think the only real problem he has on this team is speed tiers. I think that's
Yeah.
like his biggest issue. Yeah, I mean, he can't really switch into ghost types all that well, or ice types. Like I'm checking the main dock now, and he can't switch into fairy, flying, ghost, ice, poison, or rock super well. But I mean, some of those are not very common types you're gonna face in draft.
Yeah.
And
Like, I think the one Hail team is Ty, who's in this division, which he most likely won't be playing.
yeah,
Yeah.
the only Pokemon, the only type that he can't really switch into at all is Ghost because he lacks an immunity or a resist.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I do
Ghost
think is
has to
pretty
go.
big, because he does not have a dark type on this team.
Yeah, there's no dark type. Spectrier just wins against team bar like priority.
Yeah, I mean, but nobody has Spectre at the moment.
That is true. Yeah, it was dropped.
Yeah, but he does have a lot, and I mean a lot of of priority. He has Aqua Jet
Yeah.
and Extreme Speed on Dragonite, Bullet Punch,
Dragonite
Fake
gets
Out,
Aqua
and
Jet?
Mach Punch and
No.
Sucker Punch on Hitmonlee. Oh, he has Vacuum Wave on Hitmonlee too. He's got
Vacuum
Fake
Wave,
Out and
yeah.
Grassy Glide on Rillaboom, and then he has Sucker Punch, Ice Shard, Fake Out on Galarian and Mr. Mime. So he's got
I did not know Dragonite got Aqua Jet. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah, and he's
Same
got
here.
yeah, he's got a lot of Rapid Spin and Defog, so he's got good hazard control. He only has one hazard setter, which is Rhydon, but Rhydon's a really reliable setter, so I'm fine with that. Oh, also
like a
he has Heal Bell Dragonite. Man is gonna bring bulky Dragonite, I guarantee it.
Since when did Dragonite get Heal Bell? What?
I think it's always had Heal Bell. It's just that nobody's bothered to check.
Yeah, it always has. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
like as weird as Salamence getting Wish. What?
It's
Eh.
probably some sort of
Well, I mean,
event
to be
move.
fair, Dragonite is just a better Salamence in every single way,
Salamence
shape, and
has
form.
always been better than
Uh,
Dragonite historically.
I, as somebody who has used Salamence and Dragonite and did horribly with both, I will say that I did much better with Dragonite than Salamence. I hate using Salamence.
I don't think I've ever
PWC.
used a Dragonite before.
Been better
but-
because of Intimidate. The only thing
Yeah,
Dragonite
Intimidate and Moxie on a Dragonite sweeper is just really good.
I don't know. Multi skills are really good ability, and Dragonite hits significantly harder than Salamence does.
until Gen 8.
Yeah, but then Moxie Boost kind of makes that irrelevant.
That is fair, but I don't know. I
That before Gen 8, rocks just screwed you, so it's a lot harder to do anything.
that
The
is
only
fair.
set Dragonite consistently did better than Mens throughout the years was Choice Band. because
Yeah.
of,
Well, I mean, obviously, Choice Band to Dragonite is really difficult to switch into, but you know, I mean, his team is good. I mean, an Ice type or a Psychic type can kind of run through his team for the most part. Same with the Ghost type, but he's got two really good Unburdens. Well, he has one good Unburden Sweeper, and then he has a Swoobat, which simple and Dynamax is kind of disgusting.
Oh, simple Dynamax. That's gonna be. fun.
Yeah, I like Swoobat and like the simple seed,
Yeah.
also nice.
You know, I was
I
looking.
also really like Turtonator.
Yeah, I
because,
was looking to
Shellsprout,
draft it
Dynamax.
initially. Yeah, I was looking to draft Swoobat initially with Wacky, so I could get Grassy Seed, set up like a Calm Mind, get to +2 special attacks, Spadef, and defense, and then start clicking max airstreams and going ham.
Yeah, I was looking at it as well, but it didn't fit at all.
Yeah, same with my team. It didn't really
I have
fit
a
my team.
question though.
Hmm.
What the hell does Blossom do?
Great
That's a
question.
good question.
I was gonna say it's a grass type. but-
Strength
Yeah,
sap?
Set up Sun with
Oh.
Turtonator. I mean, he
But
could
did
always
Rio even-
he could go Sun with Turtonator and then Chlorophyll and Dynamax with that thing.
With Quiver Dance.
But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that too. He also plays the. I'm pretty sure he also plays Volt, so he'll play against Sun, so he could do that.
Oh no, Molosso's totally gonna beat Kieran Black.
Against
Moonblast,
Blast,
oh.
Quiver Dance, Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance, Dynamax, D-Gleam, boom.
That is fair.
Moonblast. It gets Moonblast.
Oh yeah, it
Even
does.
better.
Yeah,
Proving my point, even better.
only reason I remember that is because Vileplume gets Moonblast, and I'm playing a Vileplume week 1.
Oh, I just know it because of random battles.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Plays
Yeah.
random battles on the
But over on paper, I think he has the best team in the Go division, and
Yeah.
offensively, this team is really scary.
He lacks a little bit of like defensive power besides like Feeny.
Yeah, I think
But
Feeny,
I
Rhydon,
think
and
his
Turt.
offensive power will.
Yeah, Feeny,
overpower it.
Rhydon, and Turt is a mediocre defensive core, but I think his offense is really nice.
I have just confirmed with Drew he will be running Special Rhydon at some point this season, so
Wonderful.
we are good to go.
Wonderful.
So-
wonderful.
Does anyone have Cloyster?
I don't believe so. I
From
believe.
best to worst, how would we rank the teams from the Go division?
Okay,
would you have, like, an
let's-
aggregate ranking?
So I
something?
think
I would say.
I think what's his face? Drew is
Drew.
best. I think Drew is number 1. I'm a bit biased here, but I think my team's the second best.
I agree with you. I say you're
No.
number 2 right
I
now.
think Moon number 1, Drew very close second.
I'm seeing
I say
Moon and
Drew
Drew pretty
one,
much
two.
on the same level.
All right, so
1A, 1B for Moon and Drew.
yeah, so we're gonna put myself and Drew either Drew slightly ahead or tied, basically, is what I'm getting from us.
1A, 1B.
Yeah. Then from there,
then-
I think the second best team goes to A13.
I'm with you there. I'm thinking A13.
I think
there.
A13. Then I think Frostlass, then Guil, then Ty.
Yeah,
I think I'd put Gil over Frostless.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I could see it, but he has Celesteela and like Doug Trio to trap those weaknesses. I think it's a solid team. Kamoa's also scary.
Yeah. I mean, I will say,
what
I do
half
think
the
you have a
team is
better.
gonna-
I do think you have a better defensive core than Frostlass does.
Yeah, but level 50 favors offense, so
That is fair. That is fair. So,
I don't think my team has enough offense to be any good.
yeah. So I'd put you at. So, what I have the rankings at is A, B, myself and Drew. Then we have A13, Frostlass, Guil, and TV, with Guil being very close behind Frostlass. Is that what?
It's still Ty.
TV again.
And then Ty's last.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that Ty is last. Like, as much as you
Yeah.
gotta love the guy, like his team is not great.
Yeah.
Like I love Ty for the fact that he reverse sweeped me with Uniclus last year, but his teams never have synergy from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't play to win. He's just here to meme.
Yeah,
But
which
He's here
is
to have fun.
I mean, Ty doesn't care. Didn't he draft like Luxray last season, first round?
he did. I remember that.
Yeah, he did. He went Lux. He drafted like 4 bulky water types, and then with range, like he had like no range sweepers.
Yeah, no,
He
I
does
remember,
not care.
You know,
Poliwrath.
I remember
He has
building
three
for his
types.
team, and I was thinking, man, this team is really scuffed.
Yeah, I remember
They
I
always
built for his
are.
team, and I was bodying him, and then I just let him set up with Uniclus and lost. But we're gonna move past that.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Is scuffed a good or a bad thing?
Bad. It's wild, crazy.
Stuff just beats like it's weird. Like everything's like.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
terrible.
scuffed is
Okay.
necessarily bad, but it's not necessarily great.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Kinda
Unprofessional,
towards
there you
not
go.
Yeah.
weird.
All right. So
Okay.
next up we have Joestar,
Joestar.
and his team
Starting
has
with your
Clefable, Glastrier, Blaziken, Claydol, Thievul, Haxorus, Milotic, regular Raichu, Lampent, and Claydol.
Oh, he has the Lampent.
Yeah, I was
Claydol,
gonna
that's
say,
a
Nick, I think you have some strong words for him on that snipe.
I have 2 strong words. I was double sniped. I was going to get Blaziken. Boom, got sniped. I'm like, okay, I can get Lampent, and then I can get a Virizion. Lampent goes, so now I have to resort to Combuskin and Pumpkaboo, of all things.
Well, I mean,
My hot
So,
take is
yeah.
Combuskin is better than Blaziken.
yeah, no, I
In
agree
this
with that.
league, where you can
Honestly.
Dynamax and it gets the speed boost, Blaziken doesn't, I think
Yeah.
Combuskin is very
Dynamax.
good.
Yeah, plus you got the
But
bulk from Eviolite.
Blaziken
I
gets
do
close
want to
combat.
say though.
Oh yeah, that is fair.
What the hell was this man doing picking Glastrier and Clefable on the wheel as his first 2 picks? This man isn't playing VGC with Glastrier.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Clefable's a fair pick, though.
Yeah,
Let's be we'll
Clefable's-
give him that.
Clefable's-
Fable's very good.
yeah, I will say this much, that I respect the Glastrier pick. I do like the thing on paper. I think that it has really good potential to be pretty good as far if you have the trick room setters and you're able to pivot into it without it taking damage, then I think it's good. But
Yeah, but Trick Room's ass because you have to set it up and then switch it out and then
Yeah.
waste time.
but I mean his
Good.
Claydol should get Trick Room and Teleport though.
does it get trick?
Yeah.
I'm
Does
pretty
Lampent
sure
get Trick Room?
I remember Psy Guy teleporting with Claydol against me last season.
I know Claydol
so, yeah,
gets teleport. I think it might get trick room.
It does get
It
Trick
does. I
Room.
just checked. It
So
gets
Trick
both.
Room,
I'm pretty, and
Teleport,
I think
Glastrier.
Lampent gets trick room because Chandelure gets trick room.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's trick room.
Only reason I
got
remember
it.
that is because I played against a trick room Chandelure at one point, and I was really weirded out by that.
I do want to
see
mention
it
though.
more Trick Room on though, like just outspeed Shadow Ball it because they're mostly weak to Ghost.
All right,
Yeah.
you're gonna
But
say Nick?
Yeah.
my
So
logic,
yeah,
he's
I,
used my
Gil,
logic
shut up.
before.
Gil, I will punch you through the screen. I want to say he got Feeble as a dark type, but Feeble's more used as like an unburden in like terrain, but he has no terrain, so I don't know what to do with Feeble. I would have rather gotten some kind of bulky dark type.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
don't know what Thievel is in it, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what
guess
Thievel really
Thievel's
does outside of unburden and potentially like nasty
It,
plot focus.
it really
Sash.
just does. It really just does unburden, have fun. That's really all it does.
Yeah.
It's
it-
both Scratch Knot, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and
Only
Burning
reason I
Damage.
remember
That's
Thievel is
not
because Psyguy drafted it last season
Uh,
and then dropped it like 4 weeks into the season.
nice.
Yeah, but he had terrain, so he had a reason to get it. It
Yeah.
does also get parting shot, which is something of
Oh,
note.
I was gonna
but,
say I
like-
think it gets parting shot, but
Yeah, it gets parting shot, and then it does unaware things, and that's about
Mhm.
it. But he doesn't have terrain, so I don't know what he's gonna do
yeah,
with
no.
it.
But I will say I do think his team is fairly solid outside of like the Glastrier and the Claydol and the Lampent. I think those three are like. I think the Glastrier, Thievel, and Lampent are like really out of place on this team. But other than that, I think it's a fairly solid team. Like, I think you could easily replace Glastrier with, like, a bulky dark type from B tier, and he'd have a really solid, like, defensive core.
Yeah,
And then
I
drop
agree
Thievel
with
for
that.
like a crappy ice type or something.
Or, even
he-
better, drop Thievel for something that can actually abuse Dynamax, because he has nothing on this team that can really abuse it.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He can get Dracloak, he can get Electabuzz, Fracture, Glalie in same points, Grapplock, Hakamo'o,
Yeah,
Choke,
he doesn't
Magmar,
need
yeah.
people
Orgrim.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Raichu could Dynamax, like Max Lightning, and then. When
Oh, wait,
you're
no,
out of
yeah,
Dynamax,
it does get,
voltage.
Nasty Plot.
Light Bulb. Nah, who cares about that though? It's not that fast.
No,
That
Light
only
Bulb,
works on
doesn't Light Bulb only work on Pikachu?
Yes. it
Yeah,
only
but
works on-
Pikachu's the worth a same amount of points as Thievel is, so we can just drop Thievel and then get Pikachu, and then you have a Light Ball Dynamax.
Oh, yeah, and drop Raichu. Yeah, that could
Exactly,
work.
and then just drop Raichu.
You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just
but I
Better
like,
Dynamax than Raichu.
I like the...
I was surprised, anyways, that Pikachu didn't get picked up.
Yeah, I was
I'm
really
surprised too.
That thing is a sleeper.
Because I'm going to be honest, I was like, alright, if I don't get a Alolan Raichu, or if I don't get more Pico, then I'm getting Pikachu. That was my thought
That's
process
understandable.
throughout the entire draft. I was like, I'm getting
I-
one of these three as my electric type, and nothing's stopping me.
I had only one electric type in mind, and Gil brought it up for him to draft, and I told him, no, it's the only electric type good in sand. I'm getting it. You're not stopping me. And then I got it, so we're fine.
Yeah,
And
but
one
I
good
will say,
electric
I
type.
like the Clefable, the Blaziken, the Haxorus, the Milotic, and the Cradily. The Raichu and the Claydol, I think, are good. I think he could probably get something better that fills both of those niches, but I'm fine with his team.
I'm realizing, though, why are we telling people what FAs to do when week 3 comes? Shouldn't we tell them which ones to do, but, like, lie about it so they get worse, and then we
could
do good?
Yeah,
I mean,
he should drop Clefable and pick Clefairy. Really go.
Yeah,
all
drop
out on the
Clefable, Joe.
we know you'll do it, man. Yeah. So, I think we've said about everything we want to about his team. I will say his hazard removal not very good. I feel like that's a common trend in this league, is that most people don't have really good hazard removal.
You got Claydol, and that's it, I think.
But Claydol in general, Claydol looks, all of the time, Claydol looks better than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in a Gen 5 league, and it did very good, but that's Gen 5,
yeah.
So...
Okay, yeah, maybe that, but personally, I have not seen anybody use Claydol well. This mon just does nothing. Every time I see it, it just does nothing at all.
Yeah, the only person I've seen who's run Claydol decently is Corrupt in PWC in the other league he's in. But he runs that thing pretty well. I mean, he ran it, like in the league that he won the championship in, he ran it with Weakness Policy Rock Polish, and he managed to sweep and win with it, but... I don't know.
I tried to run Weakness Policy on Claydol in Gen 5 multiple times, but I kept being disappointed to find out Weakness Policy was not a thing in Gen 5, so I just got sad. I just wanted to run Rock Polish, Weakness Policy, but I couldn't.
Yeah, that's fair. But, I don't know. I think he could do alright with this team as long as he gets rid of the Glastrier, Thievul, and Lampent. Now, watch him absolutely dominate with Glastrier and make us all eat our words, but I doubt that. And I mean, he's an alright player, but I think Glastrier requires somebody who's like really skilled with either Trick Room or just like a super skilled player, and I don't think that he is that kind of player. He's pretty good,
but I swept Joe 6-0 with a Scarf Venusaur. I don't know what kind of range he has.
Nick and I have both beaten Joe pretty comfortably, so I wouldn't say that he's fantastic, because I wouldn't say he's the best player of all time, considering he's lost to both of us. But I'd say he's all right.
Did I battle Joel last season?
No, he was in your division.
What team did he have?
He was in your division last season.
Yeah, he was in your division.
Water.
He had the Arcanine Zoroark.
You played him in playoffs.
Oh yeah, I played him in playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's lost to everyone in this call. All right, terrible player. He lost to Guil.
That instantly makes him really bad.
Instant gone.
So, okay.
Speaking of Urshifu Water.
Yeah, so Con Mantine and his Monterey Bay Mantines.
You guys go ahead. I'm gonna be right back.
Alright, see you in a bit, Octa. So, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Galvantula, Drapion, Armaldo, Heatmore, Grimmsnarl, Piloswine, Noivern, Delmise, and Alolan Ninetales. I will say, this is a solid team.
I like this team. I think his plan, though, was to just get Rapid Strike Urshifu, and he built around it, and I think he built around it very well.
I think
his
his defensive core could have been a bit better, but I do think that this is a really solid team, and I think he could have gotten a much better Fairy type.
I honestly kind of like the Fairy type he got, just because Veil, I think, along with Webs, work very well with this Urshifu.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that is fair.
He's got Veil, Webs along with Urshifu. It's not the better Urshifu, it's the water one, but still,
it's still
the
Urshifu.
fact that it's an Urshifu, and
Urshifu,
you can't protect or anything against it either.
Its
You're just gonna
removal
get bodied.
also isn't bad. Armaldo spins, Noivern defogs, and Delmise spins. That's pretty solid removal.
Yeah, no, he's got a super solid team. He's got Webs on Galvantula to be that asshole. And I mean Galvantula Galvantula hits hard.
Yeah, compoundized Specs Thunder is just always a good
I also
idea.
just remembered he could also run the crit Drapion set with agility.
Sniper, agility, scope lens under Webs and Veil. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Webs and Veil.
And honestly, under Veil, he could easily run Dual Dance on this thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Agility Sword Stance. That's free.
Yeah, no.
He could also double up on the screens with Grimmsnarl and then Veil. So just double it up and then bring webs and then just set up and then just
run
win.
one light play though. That's kind of sad.
And you'll live.
You can run Light Clay on Ninetales because that's more of a priority, and then you just run like I don't know, leftovers and Snarl or
That's
something.
less of a priority than Prankster Screeds.
Yeah,
But okay, Nick,
I think
whatever
his
you say.
defensive
Because,
core could be
Veil's
slightly
both.
better. I like Armaldo, Piloswine, and Delmice. I think they're all really good, but
I'm gonna be honest. I've used Armado a few amount of times. This is back when I was even worse than I am now. But I have never done anything good with Armado. I think it's kind of ass. But the fact that it can Dynamax makes it a lot better.
that is fair.
He can set up its own rain.
Oh
That
yeah,
could be
true.
hilarious,
Dynamax offensive
Oh,
with
that's-
Swim.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Doesn't it gets SD too, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It
rapid
gets
spin.
rocks and spins though, so
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, no,
terrible.
his defensive core is kind of not really there too much, but I mean
it's
he
not
has
great,
screens.
but you
It's really
can
just
also-
Piloswine.
Yeah, he has screens, so that's all right. But this team is
Yeah,
really
it
difficult to
helps it.
switch in offensively. I will say that much. Like
If he's
offensively, it's
able to
hard
get webs
do
and
too.
screens, he'll get multiple kills if he gets Urshifu or like Drapion just under webs and
just go
screens.
where
He
you
just
Yeah.
kind of
kill
wins.
something,
Yeah.
back, bring
I
your
will
shit
say
back in.
this. I do respect the Heatmore pick. I really do respect it. Budget fire type.
Honestly, I think
respect
the only reason I like
it.
Hemore is it's shiny.
It's
gold
got a
shiny.
fire shiny. I
It's
also like
hot
Noivern.
then.
Noivern is
I get it.
Noivern is one of my favorite dragons in draft. I like it. I think I'm glad that he picked it. But overall, I think this is a good team outside of the fact that there's not really a defensive core outside of Piloswine and
Are you
Delmice.
suggesting Delmice is okay?
Yeah, I mean Delmice is good. It's bulky, but most of the time you're running it with like max HP, like a shit ton of attack and adamant nature, and just dealing damage to
I mean,
everything.
just-
Yeah.
It does
Also
get
gets
synthesis though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
it does
cool.
get synthesis. So bulky, really hard hitting mon.
Synthesis does not have synergy with Hail though. That's an issue.
That is fair, but I mean, I think he'll.
The
be
hail
fine.
is only going to be there for that Veil. That's the only reason he
Yeah.
has it though. Is the thing.
Yeah. But overall, I like his synergy for the most part on this team. Honestly, I'm glad that he got.
He's got a shot to win.
Yeah. So next up, let's move on to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ryan.
The tyrant or commander, what?
He's something. Let me just find his team on this
man.
doc. Okay, there it is.
I got it. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. So, Man's
Alright.
team is Galarian Zapdos, Galarian Weezing, Galarian Corsola, Sneasel, Leafeon, Slowbro, Tyrantrum, PZ, Magneton, and Charmeleon. Let me just say off the bat, this man drafted PZ, so automatically that moves this team up a lot.
This man has.
And also the fact that he has 3 Galarmons.
Yeah.
That's a neat
And
thing.
two of them are
He swapped out Glaceon for Leafeon this season.
yeah.
He took Gil's evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed them 2 seasons in a row. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not drafting Sun. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drafted a Rain. You're like, okay, and
Yeah, no, I really respect the fact that he got both Weezing, Galarian, and Zapdos, because those things are disgusting.
Oh, Galarian Weezing is really good. I had so much fun using that.
Octa
Yeah,
would
no,
know. He had
I-
like 15 kills with it.
Yeah, no, I used it in GDF, and
I
that
brought
thing-
them onto every battle because it was so good. I loved using it.
Yeah, no, I
You
like
got
using it in
3 kills with it
GDF.
against me.
You know, that thing is really good. I like both Weezings. I like Galarian Weezing more, but I think they're both really good.
Both Weezings are good, yeah.
Yeah, the
He
problem
did
with
snipe me on the Slowbro pick.
Slowbro also really good with Galarian Weezing. Really solid
Yeah.
defensive core between those two.
Yeah.
Galarian
Slowbro Reason
Corsola.
Corsola is just a great.
Yeah. I
defensive
mean,
core
Galarian Corsola is all right. I'd say
I
that
think it's
it was great. It was great at the. It was good at the
first.
very start of the generation, and then it just went to
Yeah,
shit.
and then people.
And then
learned how
people
to
realized
get-
like how to just beat it.
And that came in when all the knockoff mons started coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair, but yeah, it's just
Yeah,
ghost
when
types
all the
that
knockoff
are
mons and
kind
all the good ghost types started coming back, like Galarian Corsola lost its niche.
yeah,
Yeah. It's still a good mon though,
It's
and
still
especially
good.
along with Weezing and
It's
Slowbro,
annoying,
it'll
but
do good.
not
Yeah, plus he has
good.
Magneton for Eviolite and potential trapping.
Mhm.
Leafeon, really good Dynamax abuser. Charmeleon
Sneasel,
potential.
I'm realizing can Dynamax.
Same with
Can Dynamax
Yeah,
Charmeleon.
Sneasel's
Sneasel.
nice.
Tyrantrum, I respect it.
That's his.
Yeah, Tyrantrum, I respect.
I've always wanted to
Sneasel.
use Tyrantrum.
Same
Can
here.
we talk
I've been
about
wanting to use
teleport
Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum
Slowbro,
just looks
though?
cool.
Oh yeah, teleport Slowbro.
Slowbro's very good. We don't need to talk about Slowbro. We all know how good
Imagine
that thing is.
teleporting into Zapdos, Tyrantrum, or PZ.
Uh,
That's a good
actually, yeah, no, because everything that wants to do with Slowbro, with the exception of like fast electric types, does not handle Galarian Zapdos at all.
I do want to say, Swords Dance Baton Pass Leafeon is a set.
Yeah.
God, imagine.
I'm
honestly,
sure we'll see it at some point, but luckily I don't have to.
Besides
plan.
Zapdos, I'm just worried about Dynamax Sneasel. That's like what's going on my mind right now. That is scary.
I used Sneasel back in Gen 7. It's been I think like 2 years since I last used Sneasel, but it was really good when I used it. I think it's probably better now that it has boots availability this gen. I don't know why people sleep on this thing. This thing is just a budget Weavile, and Weavile is really
It's
good.
still pretty good, yeah.
I don't think I've ever used Sneasel or Weavile, but they both look very fun.
I've never
fast,
used.
hard-hitting mons that just look fun.
Yeah, I've never used
Use
Weavile.
both, and I like them equally.
I haven't used Weavile, but I've used Sneasel, and Sneasel's really fun. Tyrantrum, I respect a lot. I want to draft that thing at some point.
Yeah, he definitely breaks stuff.
Yeah, I'd say the only real problem on his team is that there's a big gap between Sneasel and the next fastest mon, which is Galarian Zapdos. But honestly,
I don't know how fast is Galarian Zapdos?
100.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my base 100.
Yeah, but well, what's Leafeon's base speed? 105?
95.
95. Okay.
Yeah, it's 95.
Um,
And then Tyrantrum, I think, is only like 80,
It's
85 or
like
no,
something.
it's 70. I think it's like 78
Is
base
it?
speed. It's in the 70s.
Porygon Z is 90, though. so
Porygon Z is 90,
Yeah.
but Porygon Z is disgusting.
Yeah, that thing is very fun to use.
Yeah,
Not
no,
very fun to
I-
go up against.
Everybody from second half of PWC that I played against, and everybody from last season can tell you that that PZ is not fun to prep against or play against. Yeah, I loved
Shall we
that thing
move
last
on to the
season.
next team?
Yeah,
Or should we just
yeah. So
get-
overall, I think his team is really good, really threatening, because adaptability PZ and Galarian Zapdos just slam teams. They absolutely slap them ass backwards, and really solid defensive core. So
I think between him and Khan probably have the two best teams in this, at least from the three that we've
have
looked
you
at.
seen Lucas' team? Hello?
We can go look at it now. Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. Lucas wins.
Hold on
I
a
just
second. Let
looked at
me
the
pull up
cons.
this team. Hell, please Volcanoes.
This thing is just. I got it. It's, all right.
This guy.
I'll save you the sanity moon. All right, it's Lucas. He's got Corviknight, Obstagoon, Quagsire, Butterfree. Round 1, by the way. Carkol, Kyurem, Gourgeist, Galar, Darmanitan, Delibird, and Carbink. Corv, Kyurem, and Galadarm is just disgusting.
Yeah, to be fair, he can't switch into fighting types to save his life outside of Butterfree. But my god, is this team disgusting.
Okay, so
He does have
has more-
Gourgeist, though. Gourgeist.
Gourgeist is alright. You run a
It's
dark
a ghost
move.
type, and it gets Will-O-Wisp.
That's fair.
It's a ghost type with Will-O-Wisp.
Heracross
I
says
wanna
hello.
say, he has Corviknight, Galarian Darmanitan, and Delibird. I think he wins. Alright, let's move on to the next team.
Also, I'd like to mention the 3 ice types he's got. That's... Well, he doesn't have hail or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really dislike him for getting the Quagsire. He sniped that from me right before I picked it.
He sniped Gourgeist for me, too. It's okay.
Yeah, it made me very upsetty spaghetti. But I got Swampert out of it, so that's alright. And then...
Swampert's just worse Quagsire.
It is worse Quagsire, but
Quagsire
nothing's
is the
better
best
than
water
Quagsire.
ground type. If you disagree, you are going to jail.
What did you
I'm taking
say?
you to Brazil. If you disagree that Quagsire is the best water ground type, you're going to Brazil.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
Is that a
think
bad
agree.
thing?
between Quag, Swamp, and Gastrodon and Seismitoad, Quag's 100% the best.
Oh
out of
yeah,
water ground.
if you ask me, if I had to rank the water ground types, I'd say Quag, Swampert, Seismitoad, and then Gastrodon.
Honestly, I put Gastrodon a little higher.
I've
Maybe even 2.
I like
might put
Gastrodon.
Gastrodon number 2.
with the exception of Swampert, I've used all of them, and Gastrodon is by far the biggest disappointment to me.
Oh, really? I
think-
like using Gastrodon. I've used it 2 times, and I liked it both times.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I like it.
I am slightly
I
biased
think
towards.
it has the bulkiness of Quag, just without the unaware.
Yeah, I have Swampert is, I believe, outside of Rotom Heat, my most used mon in draft ever. So I am slightly biased there, but I will say it's significantly worse than Swampert and Quagsire. But I think
I mean, I have not used Swampert anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
not even in game. I have no
Swampert
idea
for
what that mon
one
does.
game.
but Gastrodon, its abilities are both worse than Quagsire's. Sticky Hold is a really good ability, but Storm Drain isn't it's not great. It's not as good as
okay,
Water
cool.
Absorb.
And it's
And
just
my problem with
water.
Gastrodon is that it has Quagsire
Water.
stats, but its defense and SPDEF are reversed, so it takes physical attack significantly worse than Quagsire can, and that's mostly what you're bringing these water ground types in on.
to me, Gastrodon is just a Quagsire, just without the unaware. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, everybody can agree that it's a worse Quagsire. How much worse
Yeah.
it is, that's up for debate, but yeah. Also, can we just mention Obstagoon?
Obstagoon is going to be underrated on this team. Everyone's going to be worried about Corviknight and Darm and Kyurem and Delibird and Butterfree, but
Yeah,
people are going to underestimate Obstagoon. It's
Yeah,
just going to
no,
come in,
yeah,
guts, flame
it's
mode, and
nice
just
to
win.
back-
yeah.
Like,
G-Max
I know.
Butterfree is going to be gross. His defensive core is all right. Gourgeist, Quagsire, and Corviknight is pretty
Alright.
solid.
Yeah.
But-
Alright. Okay, buddy.
I don't know. He has a difficult time switching in on ghost types, and if he faces a electric type with Grass Knot, that kind of screws up that sort of core.
Corv is basically just the defense core. It
I mean,
doesn't
that's
need
fair.
anything
That
else.
is fair. Super solid team. I think we can all agree on that. Next up, we have
Broken. Alright.
so
Corv, Quag, Gourgeist is just that good.
Yeah.
Like, it,
yeah, no, that's
I'll have Brooke go to the both of these Nutsleaves.
yeah.
all right, let's go to my
the-
favorite teams, Mon.
So he has Cinderace with Libero because we decided that was completely balanced and fine.
Yeah, we decided-
Regieleki,
Over
Mantine, Scyther, Whirlipede, Silvally, Xatu, Flygon, Dottler, and Dunsparce. Man's got Whirlipede, Budget Scolipede, so that's not good.
This man has 3 bug types.
Yeah, he has
3 Eviolite bug types.
yeah, he has 3 of what is arguably the
They're
worst
all
typing in
Eviolite
draft.
bug types.
Yeah, he has 3 of what is
None of
arguably
them
the
are
worst
valuable.
typing in draft. But to be fair, they're
They
all
have to
solid.
be,
I like
Also,
Scyther because they can Dynamax, but then Whirlipede's just kind of there, maybe as a grounded poison, which I
Dottler
can live
Dottler
with.
serves
But
the
then
exact
Dottler's just
Dottler serves the exact
I-
same purpose
I
that
wanna
Charger Bug
say-
does. It comes in, tanks it with Eviolite, and then it just sets up webs. But the difference is that Dottler is
Yeah,
much...
but his team doesn't really need webs, though.
yeah.
he doesn't need webs though. He has Regieleki and Cinderace that doesn't need webs.
Yeah,
gonna say-
I
Like-
will say this. Go ahead, Gil.
He has 3 flying types as well, alongside 3 bug types. So the Rock's weaknesses there are insane.
Oh my lord.
That is true.
Scyther's
And,
I've not looked at this
Dottler's
team
Xatu,
before, but
Anti-Whirlipede.
it looks weird.
Cinderace is weak to it.
yeah, no, ice types and flying and electric types sort of go ham on this team. I will say this
Yeah,
though,
what about
Rock
is
types.
Dottler is scary bulky because if you look at its stats, even without Eviolite, it's pretty bulky. Plus, it gets recover. So Eviolite plus recover and then screens. Not,
Yeah, it
not
can
fun.
also set up screens,
See,
yeah.
I'd say Dottler's scary, like without Eviolite, but he has a Xatu that can just set up screens for him.
Yeah.
So Dottler's just gonna be setting up webs.
I
and
don't
then
know what
that's it.
Delta does.
It's just there to set up webs. That's all it does. It's like
Have
Charger
webs,
Bug.
but he doesn't need webs
But
though. He has
Not at all.
Magic Bound
Yeah.
Xatu.
The one thing this team needs is a way to break through ground types, because neither Cinderace nor Regieleki can really do that super successfully. Like, bulky ground types can really just sort of
He
wall
does
them.
have Silvally that he can use for that job, but like,
But, yeah, no.
you don't want to rely on just one mon.
So Val can only do so much.
Yeah.
Exactly. Trust me, I have it in a league where I have to bring it to it every single game. It can
Yeah.
only do so much.
Personally, unpopular opinion, I'm not a fan of Silvally. I've used it twice before. It's been very disappointing to me both times, and I've dropped
I'm
it
a
both
very
times.
I've used it
fan
once and
of
it was
Silvally.
okay.
I'm also a big fan of Silvally. I think it's pretty
I'm a
solid.
very big fan of it.
Yeah. I will
My
say
main
the
issue
multi-attack
with-
buff was really nice for it, but it's been very disappointing to me.
That's
So-
party shot, fog. It gets a lot of dumb coverage. It's really nice.
It gets all the coverage. In season 7, I joined as like a like someone dropped and I took over their spot, and I had it for like 3 games, and it did really good. So then I proceeded to draft it in a different league, and I had to bring it in every game, and it has been very good. And
Yeah,
it's just been fun
putting
to use
work
it.
for
All right,
me
so then
as
I
well.
guess then I just played really poorly with it, but it's been very
Yeah, you're just
disappointing.
You
to
just
me.
have the tricky part to it is finding the best matchup for it, finding
That's
the best
fair,
set,
that's
because
fair.
you can run bulky, you can run fast,
Yeah,
you can run
but-
bulky offense.
But going back onto the topic at hand is that his team really does not have a way to really break through bulky ground types. Scyther and Silvally maybe, but that's about it.
I know he has like 8 forms of hazard control. Court change, magic bounce, rapid spin Regieleki, and then like 5 defoggers, but like it still has too many rocks weaknesses, and you can only run so many boots.
He's gonna have a problem
And
with
by so many boots, you
with
mean
item
one boot.
clause.
Yeah, item
Yeah,
clause.
With boots and Eviolite, it's gonna be a problem. for
I
him.
will say this: out of a lot of the really wacky rules, item clause is actually one of my favorite for this season because it makes us run really interesting sets
Yeah.
and take
Yeah.
hazards into account while we draft. Although so
Because-
far that's
well,
failed very horribly.
3, 4, 5, 6 rocks weaknesses. He can only run 1 boot.
Yeah.
Everything else takes 25. Scyther takes 50, coming in on rocks just to remove it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're relying on court change, sure, you can court change, and then your opponent just gets rocks back up, and you can't really do anything.
Yeah. Rocks and spikes are gonna be a problem for him.
He has 3 flying types. I don't think spikes is gonna be the issue.
Yeah,
More
but
so
spikes are a
rocks.
problem for Cinderace, for Regieleki, which are his 2 main offensive threats. Outside of Flygon and Scyther.
Yeah, that's
Also,
pretty
I don't know a lot about Regieleki, but I don't see a lot of
I do.
support for
I
this
do.
mon.
I don't.
There's no support on this
Yeah.
for Regieleki.
I
I know Regieleki.
everybody says Regieleki is really bad, but once you get rid of a ground type, Regieleki is fantastic.
Yeah, but
so
that's the problem here. Like you said, you don't really get rid of ground types with this team.
Yeah, that's I think that we can all agree on is the problem with this team is that there's no really reliable way for him to deal with ground types.
Yeah, he has to run Silvally grass, water, or ice every week to deal with grass or the ground type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the Southern Suicunes.
There are Ivysaur.
Hold on. Where is?
There's an Ivysaur on this team.
Yeah, there is an Ivysaur on this team. Mad respect to this man. So, team is Latios, Cobalion, Aromatisse, Aurorus, Ivysaur, Quillfish, Diggersby, Alolan, Sandslash, Mandibuzz, and Raboot. I will say, I
He
like
has
this team.
Raboot.
Oh, I like this team.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of this team as well.
Yeah,
It's
no,
got the
it's-
Hail Core of Aurora, Solola, Sandslash.
and his
Diggersby's a
defensive
massive
core,
threat always.
while not fantastic, it's not bad.
Well, yeah, Aromatisse, Mandibuzz is pretty nice. Quillfish
Yeah.
gets Intimidate. Raboot,
Ivysaur
I
can be
think
bulky
Raboot's
with
a good-
Eviolite, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Raboot with Dynamax, I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, Libero with Dynamax, Sandslash with Dynamax. He's got really good Hail Abuser in that thing. Cobalion and Latios are also really nice.
Yeah, really good Fairy Dragon Steel Core of Latias, Cobalion.
Yeah, he's got an alright Firewater Grass core. He's got a really solid dark fighting psychic core. I will say that.
He does have 2 bonds that are 4 times weak to fighting, which
That
is
is
kind
true.
of an issue.
That is true, but I think his team is really
It
threatening.
also
all
has
around.
Larios,
aromatase
so it
and
doesn't matter.
Quillfish.
Larios, Aromatisse, and Quillfish and Ivysaur are his fighting resist, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, well, I mean, Aromatisse and Quillfish are both pretty reliable fighting, and Mandibuzz are all really reliable when coming in and taking fighting type hits.
Yeah. But yeah, fighting type moves might be an issue depending on what he has, what he brings.
That is fair. But I do think this is a really solid team. He's got good speed tiers.
He has quite a big ground weakness. He has 5 mons weak to ground.
That is fair. But he does have 2 immunities.
True, yeah.
So I don't know.
But still,
He's got a solid team. It isn't super weak to rocks. And he's got pretty solid removal in Defog and Rapid Spin. And that's about it. He's got 2 Defoggers and a Rapid Spin mod.
Change. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I thought it did.
But I don't know. He's got a solid team overall, I would say. I definitely don't think it's as good as a few other teams
Wait,
here. But
Larios gets sucker
So
punched. Hello?
wait, what? I've used Latios and I did not know that thing got sucker punch. I thought
Larios gets sucker punched, dude. What the hell? Excuse me?
the more you know. But if you ask me, I think his team is super threatening offensively. I mean, it's
I
very.
really like this team.
Has a good defensive backbone. It's good offensively. Yeah, it's
Yeah, no,
pretty
I agree. I don't think this is the best. This is obviously isn't the best team in this division.
Lucas.
Yeah. Which actually, while we're here, let's just start going through it because I think we've said everything we can about all these teams. So I think we can all agree that
It's been
Lucas
an
has
hour
the
and a
best.
half.
Yeah, I think we can agree that Lucas has the
Yeah,
best team.
Lucas number 1.
Lucas number
Lucas
one.
number 1.
I would say that either Ryan or Khan has the second best. I'm leaning towards Ryan.
I'd say Komodo.
I'm honestly,
I put Komodo number 2.
I'm all on Como. I like Como's. I could have drafted Como's team. I like this.
Actually, yeah, no, I like Como's team. I
His
think
team reminds of Octa's last season team because it's the optional hail,
That's
but with
fair.
like a really good offensive core.
Okay, so
Komodo, Ryan and Con, I think, have like pretty close in level teams.
yeah, so here's how I would rank it based on what everyone's said so far is Lucas, Komodo, Nico, not Nico, Ryan, Khan, and then who's last? I personally I think
Brooks and Joe.
yeah, okay. So Brooks then Joe, is that the consensus among everybody?
No, I'd put Joe, but Brooks. Brooks is the
Yeah, definitely. I'd say Brooks.
Four
Brooks
points.
is the last. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Brooks is the tie.
I agree. Yeah,
There's
I'd
always
agree.
one really
The
not that
TV.
good team. There's always one not good team.
I'm embarrassed about that, but you know what? It's an
go-
honest mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, maybe the Vanusaur is a pretty honest one too.
No, that one was just really scuffed. Oh, and
That's just a typo.
yeah, Octa. Speaking of you're up next.
Yeah, you're next. We get to go on you now.
Now, my friend, this is quite the team you have here. Tapu Lele, Tentacruel, Steelix, Crustle, Emolga, Blacephalon, Alolan Executor, Poliwrath, Zarude, and Greedent. What do you have to say
I'm
for
gonna
yourself?
be honest,
I wanted Lele and Dog Trio as my first 2 picks, so I don't have to hit Focus Blast on Steel types. But then I got sniped, and then I thought Drift Blim would be a good pick, and that got sniped too in like round 4. So after Dog Trio was gone, I just said I want a Shell Smasher, so I just got Crustle.
Fair enough.
Then Tentacruel is my boy.
Yep. Tentacruel.
I didn't draft that thing in a long time, but I really liked it. I've used it a lot.
Yeah.
And then I just went with flow. I did the last season. I did with Volcarona because it was just sitting there. Same thing with Blacephalon here.
Mhm.
I just thought I'm gonna pick it. Then it just kind of screwed up the rest of my draft. Yeah, I really just went with flow. I like Alone and Executor. The Poliwrath pick was, yeah, it was there.
All right.
Yeah, Crustle and Poliwrath were really just, they can Dynamax.
Yeah, Poliwrath's a really good Dynamaxer. It sets up its own Swift Swim, Rain. It gets Stab, Max Knuckle. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used Steelix before, I like that one. I wanted Flygon,
also
but
got
that got
sniped.
picked 2 picks before me, so I just got the Zarude. So this was just put together
Yeah, no, but I will say for how
randomly.
for how very poorly you planned out this draft, I will say it's a good draft. I like it. It's something I would probably use. Although I will say
At the end, it just it did fit. It kind of fit together.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I
Kind
need
of,
to use it,
yeah.
but I've built for the first week, and that went surprisingly well, at least in theory. So
yeah, same,
we'll see.
Same with my team, but I will say I like your fire water grass core is pretty solid. Depending on which of the water types and which of the grass types you use. Fairy Dragon Steel Tor, also really respectable.
What the hell does a Molga do?
Fast Nuzzle, my friend. Fast
It is an electric type and a flying type.
Fast,
Both are things that I did not have before.
Gil, have you played Gen 5 games? How stubborn that electric gym leaders Amolgas
Oh
are?
my god, they're bad.
That's what it does.
I don't care what Elisa does, alright, man.
Volt Switch, Fast Nuzzle. That's what Emolga does.
It just clicks Nuzzle and then Volt switches into something better.
Yeah.
That's
I will say I really like the Greedent pick. I was looking at Greedent at the start of the draft, and then I realized that Kangaskhan is much better. But Greedent is really good. Stockpile with cheek pouch or belly drum. It's fat, is what I'm getting at.
Looked at Greedent since the beginning, but I just thought I'd go with it. I needed a normal type at the end, and there were plenty left, so I just yeah. And then it was still there, so I think I'd get it.
Yeah. Your team overall is really balanced. Like, there's no one type that you cannot switch into. I mean...
Yeah, that's always the thing I'm going for. I'm just trying to balance it out in the end so that I don't get surprised by like one typing that just messes me up real good.
Yeah, I will say I do like your clerics in Tapu Fini Heal Bell and Alolan Executor with Wish.
It's not even Heal Bell, it's Aromatherapy.
That too. It's scuffed Heal Bell. But
Same thing, but on less wants, which means it's less likely to get imprisoned.
yeah, that's fair. But I will
Yeah,
say
totally thought about that.
I will say I do like this team. For the most part, I think. If I'm going to be honest, man, I do think Poliwrath is a little out of place on this team. But I think
Yeah,
you
please
could have
trade
very
it with-
easily gotten either a harder hitting fighting type or a bulkier Mon to go with this team. But, you know, it's good. You deal with your ground. You deal with your ground weakness pretty well with 2 resists and an Emolga.
Oh no, Molga.
Oh no, what'll we do? Oh no. I don't know why I went Scottish there, but that's besides the point. Anyways. Let's skip over Nick's team for the time being, wait for the man to come back.
I'm here. My mom was talking to me. I'm here though. We're
Okay,
good.
so let's go on to Nick's team.
Yeah, let's talk trash about me.
So,
Yeah, let's...
Excadrill, Hippowdon, Miltank, Sandslash, Pumpkaboo, Slowking Galarian, Primarina, Heliolisk, Guzzlord, Combuskin. I'll be honest, man, I like your team. Outside of the fact,
Man.
outside of the
Besides
fact,
Pumpkaboo, I'm happy with how it turned out.
yeah, no, it's a very
Yeah,
you
other than
team.
Pumpkaboo, it's a decent team.
You know, it's a very you team.
Yeah.
Not much is obvious.
Remember when he tried to pick Guzzlord round 1 because he thought he could Dynamax?
We
Yeah.
don't need to talk about that. We can skip over that. Skip
He
over
still
that.
got it though.
Yeah, he still
I
got it.
still got it.
Which I
I'm
respect.
surprised no one else took it.
You know, honestly, I think Guzzlord is very underrated. I do think it's one of the worst not Beast Boost mons. What's it called? One of the worst Ultra Beasts, but I think it's still good because it's an Ultra Beast.
I think it's the
Mhm.
worst. Like,
It's probably the worst, but it's
if you
just
ask
funny.
me, if you ask me, it's better than Stack Attacker.
Stack
Hell
Attack is a very
no!
niche thing. Stack Attack is a very niche thing. That's why.
oh wait, no, I know what the worst one is. Playpool.
Oh wait, no,
Oh,
yeah.
true.
That doesn't
Fair
count.
point.
I
We
think
know
now to
Poiple.
be fair, I think 90% of the population forgot that Poiple existed. So that
Honestly, I feel like people forgot that Naganadel existed just because it got banned immediately and no one ever touched it. So honestly, I forgot Naganadel was a thing.
I did not
Why
because it was
does
allowed in
Playpool
GDF and I had to play it in a playoff game.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Did you win?
I did. I lost the
Oh
following.
wow.
I lost the following round to a guy who had Weavile, Dragapults, and like a shit ton of other really broken mons that were for some reason all really cheap. But that's
That
alright.
sounds like fun.
Yeah. Anyways, your speed tiers are scuffed, but that's all right.
As most teams are.
This
Also-
is a 24-man draft, so to be expected.
Yeah. No one's gonna get perfect speed tiers.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say something. Sandslash. That was
Sandslash
down
is-
from previous season for some reason. Even like in Dynamax, set up its own sand and just sweep, have some fun with it.
Literally, it gets rapid spin to boost speed. It gets SD. It can set up sand. It can Dynamax in general.
Yeah.
So in sand, Dynamax plus 2 attack. I win.
Yeah. You also have a Hippowdon to set sand up for it.
Exactly.
You know, I like your defensive core with Galarian, Slowking, Miltank, and Hippowdon. I like that a lot.
Those 3 I'm very happy with.
Yeah,
I'm happy with those 3.
Hippowdon, I will say this, it's annoying to kill. That thing is really hard to kill. Miltank is...
Hippowdon is my favorite sand setter, 100%.
Yeah, Miltank is super bulky with Milk Drink and Heal Bell, so that heals any status.
Mhm.
And then Galarian Slowking is Galarian Slowking. That thing's a monster. ETA, that
Yeah.
thing is an absolute monster.
Yeah, I wanted to get a normal Slowbro, but I got sniped.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah.
a very very hot take on my end, but Galarian Slowking is the second best of the slows. I think it's
Yes.
I can see that.
I think it's much
Yeah, I
better than
think
normal
it's-
Slowking.
I think it's a bit better.
I'd say if it had teleport, I would say it's close to being Slowbro's level, but since it doesn't have teleport, I'd say that it's in between Slowbro and Slowking, with it being slightly closer to Slowking.
And then
Yeah, that's
Galar
like-
Slowbro, just no one touches.
Nobody
Yeah,
touches
what is
Galar
Galarian
Slowbro.
Slowbro? Yeah,
No one cares about that thing.
Yeah, but I like your team. Excadrill and Sandslash are super threatening offensively. I like Heliolisk. Heliolisk is a based pick.
Sand Veil, dude.
It's the only good electric in sand, and I got it, so I'm happy there.
Yeah, Combuskin I like because it's a much better
Combuskin's very
budget
underrated.
Blaziken.
Yeah,
Guzzlord is super nice. which I
Guzzlord's
think-
just funny.
Yeah. Also, Primarina is a fantastic water type and a fantastic fairy type.
Yeah. I wanted to get Slowbro and then get like a cleric
Mhm.
fairy type because I think the worst part of this team is that I don't have any wish. I have Killbell with Miltank, but I don't have any clerics at
Yeah.
all, which is my problem. So I was gonna get Licky Licky for that cleric role, but then I was realizing I lose the ice types.
Yeah.
And then I saw Miltank was there. I was like, okay, Miltank, pick that done.
Sandslash, Pumpkaboo, Guzzlord, those all kind of just die to an ice type.
Attack, yeah.
Yeah, Primarina is weak to freeze dry.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will
just
say
keep
you do
moving
have
to
really
Mammothite.
good hazard setters and hazard control because you have like what?
Yeah, hazards I'm fine. Hazards I'm
Yeah, you have 4
I'm good.
rockers, a spiker, and then 2 rapid spin mons. So you're set
Yeah.
there. Plus you have a grounded poison type, so you don't have to deal with
Mhm.
T spikes. And if you ask me, it's one
Yeah.
of the best grounded poison types in the format.
Yeah,
But,
Galar
yeah.
Slowking, I think I'm gonna be able to have fun
Yeah.
with.
Overall,
I'm
I
looking
like
forward to using
I
it.
like your team.
Mhm.
Let me just see if there's any like particular type that you do not switch into whatsoever. Ground.
Right?
Ironically
Yeah,
enough,
ground.
you can't switch into
Right.
ground. That's about it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Nick has to play Mamoswine and Piloswine in regular season. He's gonna lose 2 games. Alright.
All right. Okay.
I'm gonna D-max Combuskin. Oh, one more thing, real quick. Combuskin can also set up sand if I D-max with it because it gets rock slide. I
Oh,
wanna
wait, no,
mention
yeah,
that.
oh,
I
yeah,
think
you're
that's
right.
interesting.
You're.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it
You're
can do
correct.
that, which is hilarious.
Mhm.
I think
Can
that I just think
Can
that's interesting.
Pumpkaboo also learn Rock Slide? Because
Oh, yeah.
small guys
yeah.
can.
That maybe it wouldn't surprise me.
Pumpkaboo does have rock slide.
Very nice. All right, so
They get fire moves too.
nice.
That's an
So-
I didn't realize that.
All right,
Okay.
let's move on to Rising. With Keldeo, P2, Serena, Altaria, Diglett, Umbreon, regular Weezing, Arcanine, Mimikyu, and Jolteon. Interesting team on his end.
I thought you said Pichu, like the pre-evolution.
No, P2, Porygon 2.
Porygon 2.
Yeah, no, he actually he got a good mon. That uses
Kirby Duck.
Eviolite.
Kirby Duck.
Second best duck. PZ is the best duck.
Oh, you're biased.
I
You're
am biased,
You
but
are
I've
definitely
used both of
biased.
them before, and they're both really damn good. I just prefer PZ.
One's more defensive, one more offensive. Personally, I'm more of a P2 guy. I play Bulky offense. That's my main thing.
Yeah.
I like Bulky offense, so I like P2.
Says the guy who drafted Excadrill, but
I also drafted Hippo.
that's fair. Okay.
I got like 10 kills in like 4 games with Hippo. All right.
Yeah.
Relax.
So Keldeo and Mimikyu, I like both of them a lot. Mimikyu I used last season. Keldeo I got sniped of last season, but I think they're pretty good together. This team is all right, if I'm being honest. I don't like Jolteon on this team. I don't like the Altaria pick.
Yeah, I think Jolteon kind of sucks, honestly. Without his
In general, this
Yeah,
this gen Jolteon is just bad.
Yeah, no,
Jolteon
got
honestly
screwed.
is, and with Regieleki now, I'd rather have Regieleki over
I think
Jolteon,
everybody
even
would.
Jolteon
If
has more
Jolteon
Jolteon
got better coverage, it would be much better.
Regieleki has worse coverage, and it's still better. Like,
Yeah, well, that's because Regieleki is fast.
Jolteon's coverage is Shadow Ball and Hyper Voice.
Well,
that's
well,
totally gonna hit
Well, Nick, the
ground
reason
type
the reason Regieleki is better is because A, it's fast, and B, it has Transitor. So automatically, its electric type moves automatically it hits like it has choice specs.
Exactly.
Yeah, so choice specs Regieleki is literally just Regieleki, but its attacks are multiplied by 3 instead of 1.5.
Yeah.
I do want to say, Porygon 2 and Umbreon, that's going to be annoying as hell. And Arcanine.
It is annoying as hell until you realize that outside of Weezing and Mimikyu and kind of Altaria, he has no fighting switch-ins.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah, between Weezing, Mimikyu, and all. Mimikyu can stop the fighting types, though. Mimikyu can stop the fighting
Mimikyu does
types.
not take a knock off into another dark type move.
I'm saying fighting types.
Oh yeah,
Fighting
that's
types you
true.
can stop.
Well, I mean,
'Cause-
almost every
Yeah,
fighting type in
types have steel coverage. So
well,
Mimikyu
almost
kinda
every fighting
fast.
type in this format has either dark coverage and or steel coverage, and most of them have
Or
knockoff.
Ghost. I'm pretty sure
That's
some
fair.
of those things have like Shadow Claw or whatever, something
Yeah.
like that.
Passimian comes to mind when I think knockoff plus Iron Head. But
Yeah.
Weezing is his only real fighting switch-in because I don't count Altaria as a really
That's fair.
good Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't think Altaria is a real Pokemon.
You know, I don't know why it was D tier. I think it was very overvalued in this draft. If I'm being honest.
I mean, 5 points isn't very much. It can Dynamax. That's something to mention.
That is
It can
true, but I still
Dynamax,
think it's
but what
over.
does it
I think
do
it's
with
overvalued.
Dynamax?
I think it was overvalued. I think it should be 4.
It gets natural cure. I guess it's a thing, but like
Yeah,
Cotton
I mean,
Guard.
it also gets Heal Bell.
I don't
Let's
know.
keep
I
going,
don't like Altaria. I think Altaria is a Pokemon, but I don't like it in competitive.
I'm looking at it now to see like how good of like a Dynamax mon it can be. It gets kind of decent coverage, but it doesn't
gets-
really get anything besides Dragon
Yeah,
Dance.
it gets
That'll make
Dragon
it good.
Dance and Cotton Guard, but like it doesn't hit super hard if it's not.
If
since
you're
it's
running
not
Cotton
Mega.
Guard on Altaria, you're not going to want a Dynamax.
Yeah.
You're just not.
Yeah,
You're going to have Cotton Guard Wish, you're going to have Dragon Claw, and like Air Slash or something.
You know,
I feel like his team is just very average. Like,
yeah.
What does Diglett do on this team?
Trap.
what
it traps, I don't
For what? What does it trap?
I don't know. Electric types.
Huh.
I think it just traps electric types for Keldeo.
Yeah, electric types.
and
Yeah.
it's a fast rocker. That's all I can say.
Mhm.
In fact, it's its only
Like-
rocker.
Yeah.
I think he got it for rocks.
yeah, probably.
his team just feels so average to me. Like, there's no like really bad mods besides like Diglett, but no like really outstanding like, oh my god, that's a super big threat. Mons, except for maybe like P2, but that's
Except
only
for
a
maybe
defensive
P2 and
thing.
Mimikyu, but that's in very niche situations.
Yeah.
And his hazard removal is
It
not
just feels
great.
he got a lot of mint tiers. That's what it
Yeah,
feels
and
like.
his
It's just
hazard
very average. to me.
his hazard
Yeah,
removal
it's pretty
isn't great
bad.
either because he has Deep Fog on
Yeah.
Altaria and he has Rapid Spin on Serena. That's it. That's not great removal.
Tarina is a pretty good spinner.
It
but
is a
yeah.
good spinner,
And
but
as-
it's not great.
Yeah, and for hazards, he just has rocks with Diglett, T-Spikes with Weezing. Not the best.
Yeah.
He does have a lot of clerics though, although he does have 2 evolutions, so that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Priority, I mean, he has some stuff.
But
Shadow Seek, Mimikyu.
yeah,
the
it's just
Diglett.
an average team, is what I'd have to say.
It's
Yeah,
pretty average.
it's just very average to me.
It's an
That's how I
average
see it.
team in a division with a lot of good teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of good teams in here.
Yeah. All right.
This
So
next
moving
one's
on
pretty
to I can't read it. Sharpedo, the
Sharpie.
Savannah Sharpedos.
Yeah, Sharpie and yeah.
So man has Mew. That's all that really needs to be said. But he has Mew, Kingdra, Politoed, Electivire, Dusclops, Sharpedo, Pincurchin, Sableye, Darmanitan, and Maractus. First thing I'm gonna
Okay.
say is that Dusclops should not be E tier. It should be D tier.
I agree with that. Dusclops is
Knockoff week of Violet Wolf.
Dusclops.
It's
I
bulky.
played Khan's team last year, and he had Melmetal with P2 and Dusclops, and it was terrifying, to say the least. He had
Yeah.
Trick Room team with P2 and Dusclops. It was terrifying.
Yeah, I respect Pincurchin, but what the fuck does it do on this Toxic Spike?
It helps
It gets
Electivire.
Spikes, it gets spikes, it gets rising voltage. It's
You're gonna run Specs Rising Voltage Pincurchin.
Yeah, I will say.
you can.
I will
It's
say.
got 91 special attack.
Yeah, on
You
a,
can also set up spikes, anti-spikes,
Spikes,
and then
T-spikes.
self-destruct.
I will say on a team that
No,
really
it's
wants
still
good
fine.
electric switch-ins, Electivire is not the best. But I mean, he has Mew, so that automatically makes
he
his
has
team really
Mew.
good.
He has Politoed Kingdra, which is interesting.
You know, I will say this: I like Politoed. I think as far as rain setters go, you can't be picky. You get Politoed or Pelipper. It's one of the two. So I mean, since you took Pelipper round 1, he was kind of left with Politoed. But I will say, I think Politoed works better on like a defensive rain team with like Ferrothorn or like Scizor, something like that. I feel like that's where Politoed works better. I
You're
think on an
kind of
offense.
3 generations in the past here, buddy. Rainstall kind of sucks.
I don't know. I mean, if you
Stall in
have
general sucks.
well, I mean, here's what I think. You can have an offensive rain a rain abuser on this team, but I think Politoed works really good in tandem with something that benefits really greatly from rain. I think with a super offensive rain team with like Kingdra, Barraskewda, you want Pelipper on that team for U-turn.
Yeah, definitely. But like, Politoed doesn't really do anything other than set up rain. I guess they could Perish
Yeah.
Trap with Whirlpool, but
Yeah. I mean, it is bulky. It's actually a really good Urshifu switch-in. It's good switching to both of the Urshifus because A, it gets water absorbed for Rapid Strike, and B, it's fat and it gets Rest Talk for Single
Well,
Strike.
the dark one's banned, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Only reason I brought that up was because I faced it like week 3 of PWC and like that thing was super annoying to kill. But
Yeah, well, you've lost like 1 or 2 games in that league. You're fine.
I lost one game against Mayo, who if I beat you, I have to. No, I don't know. But we'll
Well, if I beat you, then I play Mayo, and I beat him, so you should just let me win so I can try to win.
Okay. I think Sharpedo is the most out of place mod on this team outside of Pincurchin and Maractus. Maractus because Maractus just really should not ever be drafted.
Maractus gets some like water absorbing ability or something. It gets water
Storm Drain,
absorbing
I
Storm
think.
Drain. There you go.
Yeah.
It gets water absorbed. Wow.
But
like,
Sharpedo
yeah.
and Pincurchin are
Both
very
abilities that don't matter in rain.
Yeah, I thought it was something different.
Yeah. I think that
It gives him a grass type.
I think
That's
that
all.
without
That's all Maractus does.
if he didn't have the Rain Core, then I think Sharpedo would look good on this team. But with the Rain Core, it seems very out of place. Like it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Also,
It gives him.
rain,
I was about to say it gives him dark type. He's got Sable. Never mind.
rain and Darmanitan is also
Yeah, that
Does
was
not-
a weird pick.
Does not work.
Yeah.
Like
feel like
the
it's
rain is
like-
optional. Like we
Yeah.
can realize that it's an optional rain.
Yeah,
He doesn't
'cause-
have to bring it.
Yeah, because
So you can bring
Polytoad,
like Dharma and
yeah, because
Mew.
Polytoad with
wreck havoc.
water absorb is actually super viable in a lot of matchups.
Mhm. Yeah,
But-
definitely.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
his.
like when someone drafts Torkoal and Venusaur, or Ninetales and Venusaur. Sun's
In
not gonna-
Venusaur.
But same thing, yeah. It's
So,
optional weather. It's not a rain team, technically, but it has the rain core.
unlike
If you want
Pelipper,
to.
which sort of has to run rain every week, otherwise it's kind of useless. But, anyways, he has a Mew, a Kingdra, and Darm, so you can't really trash on his team too much. I will
Like the
say,
thing
though,
is though, besides those three, he doesn't have very many like offensive threats.
yeah,
I'd say.
his,
Like
Sharpedo kind of, Electivire kind of, it can hit hard, but it can't really like do much of
Torpedo's
anything.
solid. Yeah, I
I'm-
agree. It doesn't fit on this
And
team,
his
but there's
defensive-
two other ones, like-
His defensive core outside of Polytone and Dusclops is just non-existent, and even then, those two are.
And Searching's kind of bulky.
even
Yeah, but it
then,
doesn't
like,
last long at all.
Polytoad really
Yeah.
that good of a defensive core. Like I feel like it's just Dusclops. Like
You know,
solo carry.
a ground type easily rips through his team.
I just want
So-
to say, this man built not good around Mew. All right, you need
Yeah.
to build really well around Mew. He did not do that.
Agreed. I
It's
mean,
probably gonna have to be bulky almost.
yeah,
every
I mean,
week
to be
because-
fair, I think Mew should be banned to begin with in this league, but that is besides the point.
I don't think it should be banned. I'm fine with it being 25. Honestly, I'd rather ban Kyurem than Mew.
Kyurem
Speaking
Black.
of
Oh, agreed.
Kyurem-
I'd much if I had to pick between a loud Kyurem Black and ban. If I had to pick between banning one or the other, I'd definitely ban Kyurem Black every day of the week.
Yeah. Say guy ran
Oh,
Noble Roar on that
oh.
thing, and he still got top 2 in kills.
Yeah. Speaking of Kyurem Black, let's move on to the next team.
Yeah.
Evolved,
Which
coach
is the
of the
Redding
Redding
Raikus, yeah. My god.
Redding.
Reading Rain Raikou.
No,
My
it's Redding.
That's the joke.
My god, this team is just disgusting offensively. Kyurem Black, Seismitoad, Torkoal, Aldino, Cubfu, Diancie, Venusaur, aka Venusaur,
Venusaur.
Metagross, Executor, and Rotom Fan. My god, this team is gross.
I'm not convinced.
Before we talk about this team, can we talk about how his colors are disgusting and my eyes are in pain?
Yeah.
My
I mean,
eyes
to be
hurt,
fair,
alright?
at least his is legible. At least you can
Yeah.
read what his says. Because
Yeah,
my
really
god, some of this
degrading,
color
like,
coordination is not very good. Like I picked my colors in mind with people actually being able to read, but some people just did not care.
Yeah, I picked mine pretty well. I feel like I got red and blue. Red and blues, I think,
mine
go well
was-
together.
You know, I think everybody in this call, with the exception of maybe Guil, did a good job with their colors. But even then, there's enough distinction between Guil's colors that you can kind of tell what you can read
No,
fairly
it's
easily
pretty
what it says.
readable.
Yeah, red and orange is. I think red and orange together is fine.
Yeah, I mean they
I
sort of
think a
blend together.
bright blue and a bright yellow is just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There-
one of
I-
those colors-
It's a
Piercing.
gross
Both
color
of those colors
combination,
are
but
fine.
it works well when you're trying to read it. But this is besides the point. This has nothing to do with the team. My God,
It has everything to do.
why did we let
What
him
is
draft
Cubfu?
this offensive core?
What the hell's a Cubfu? That's all I need to know.
That is fair.
It's
That's
baby
exactly what
Urshifu.
I asked myself when I
Yeah,
It's what
Scroll through the
it
tier
involves
discussion
the
and the-
Urshifu. It's not
Yeah,
very
but-
good.
I mean, to be fair, it does Dynamax, and it does get both Max Airstream and Max Knuckle.
I will say its ability is it's inner focus. It's immune to intimidate.
I mean, yeah, Inner Focus got buffed this gen, which it
to
really
fake
needed.
out.
I find it weird how so many random abilities are just immune to intimidate now. Oblivious is immune to intimidate. Scrappy's immune to intimidate.
Honest-
I don't know why.
Honestly, we
Mega
should just be
Lopunny.
glad that Megas aren't allowed because Mega Gallade would be absolutely disgusting with the Inner Focus
Megalophony
buff.
with intimidating
and Megalop's
Yeah,
immune.
yeah. The two best Megas in the format are now. Yeah, but okay, let's move on. So let's move back to the topic at hand.
Cubfu's bad.
Speed tiers are not great on this team. I don't think he has anything that naturally is over base 100 speed.
Yeah, I think his highest is like 95. with
Yeah, it's
Kyurem Black.
95 with Kyurem Black, but
He does have two chlorophyll users though.
Yeah.
With Torkoal.
yeah, one of
Kyurem
them.
Black's fun. That's
Yeah, one of them is
interesting.
good. One of them is an Executor. The only person who I've ever seen use Executor even decently well was Vepsis, who used it well, but that was in a league where a lot of people had really crappy mons, so that thing could actually do work. But
Executor is very out of place here. It gives him a chlorophyll mon, but he has Venusaur. It can give him a second mon, but he has Metagross, so I don't see the point in having
I think
it.
that
It can go
Executor.
big.
Yeah, no, I mean,
It goes big. That's an option.
yeah, for a 4-point mon, there are much better mons still available in that tier that he could have gotten.
I think it's not bad, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Venusaur can do that too.
Yeah,
so.
his defensive core is pretty gross with Seismitoad, Audino, and Torkoal, and then with the option of Diancie and Rotom Fan being defensive.
Iron Defense Body Press Diancie's hype.
Yeah. If you ask,
Yeah.
if you ask me,
I just-
this is
Or
a-
just Diamond Storm body press.
yeah, this is a really gross
That
team.
too, yeah.
I think that's all I can
I'm
really
very
say.
happy that I don't have to play this team. That makes me
I'm
happy.
very upset that I have to play this team week 3.
I don't have to play Kyurem Black. I don't have to play Coco. I don't have to play Mew.
Well,
I don't have to play Octa.
well, you
But
might have to
I'm
play them
happy.
in playoffs.
Sit the fuck down.
Well, if you,
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
well, if you
Don't
make
talk about
playoffs,
that.
you have to play them. But that's beside the
I,
point.
I'm still
You're-
hoping that I get
That's
a
if I
Battle
make
Nick.
playoffs.
You're
It's
asking
if I
a
make
lot
playoffs.
out of
That's
the
fair.
playoffs, and that's all I'm saying.
All right, so
I want to battle Nick again.
I
Well,
don't want to battle you again.
I will,
Because if you
beat me
battled
up with an
in
arm.
our battle like you battled in the last weeks of the season, then it would have been very interesting.
Yeah, I had to get used to my team because my team on paper was like one of my favorites, but I had to get used to it, so I lost 3 weeks in a row.
yeah, mine
Like, I
was
lost a
not
tie.
one of my best on paper, and I had to get used to it. But then I really liked it after 5 weeks of
You
bitching
just
about
abused
it.
PZ.
Yeah,
You just abused PZ.
I bitched about it for 5 weeks, and then I realized that I can just abuse the shit out of PZ and Mian Xiao. So
Yeah.
That was great when you were doing bad, and then you won what?
I
You won 8 in a row.
Yeah, no, I won 9 in a row.
It's probably
'Cause I
proved my
start-
point even more.
Yeah, because I started 1 and 4, and then I won 9 straight, and then I lost to Octa in our meme match.
Broken.
I did bring Chansey though.
Yeah,
I will say I would have beaten you if you didn't bring Scarf Me and Show.
yeah. Or
If there's literally any other
well,
item, I would have beaten
actually,
you.
no. If I hadn't knocked off with Scarf Me, wait, I don't remember what
No,
happened with that
because
match.
basically it ended Mamo, Mienshao, I outsped if you weren't Scarf. And so if you weren't Scarf, if you were Scarf, you outsped. You
Oh,
killed
yeah,
Mamo.
yeah,
If
that's
you
what
weren't
it was,
Scarf,
that's what
I
it
would have
was.
outsped, killed you. Because I sped Krebs to outspeed, max speed, Mienshao.
With
Because
Scarf
I think I was
Mamo?
Scarf. Yeah, I was Scarf
Yeah,
Mamo.
yeah, you were Scarf
That's
Mamo.
what happened.
All right,
it was a really good match.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Moon, you were the only person to bring thought power and setup against me without a dark type. I was expecting that the whole season, and then you came up with it
Yeah, no,
in the meme battle at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I also did bring special Mian Xiao, so I had.
That was heat.
Yeah. It didn't do. I'm pretty sure I brought Curse PZ.
Brought Curse PZ.
And it got a kill. Curse Analytic PZ.
Alright,
with
I'm gonna be honest, guys. We've been going for a while. We should probably just wrap this up.
I mean.
Well,
yeah.
we still have a whole other division to go over.
Yeah, so let's finish this division and then we can. How about this? We finish this division.
I just want to say, I don't like how he hyped up his last pick for 10 minutes and then picked Rotom Fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, screw you, Volt.
So here's what I say. I say we finish this division and then in an hour or so, or an hour and a half, 2 hours, we can come back and we can finish off the last division. How does that
I
sound?
cannot
If I
come back.
can, I don't think I'll be able to.
It's
I
too
think
late
I
for
think we
me.
just hustle and just finish this up.
All right. So
I'd say we just stop
yeah,
stalling.
no,
and just
good
go.
team.
Just hurry this up.
I like his
Alright.
hazard setting. Hazard removal is bad on this team for Volt,
Alright.
but
Momo has Coco Lucha. Alright, nothing else needs to be said.
He has Coco
He
Lucia
also
with
has
Incineroar,
Gloom.
Palisand, Dynamax Barbaracle. He's got Suicune,
Yeah.
Dwosian, Clefty, Shelgon, Gloom. He's got Coco Lucia, Incineroar. That's all he needs.
yeah.
All right.
So if we
Did we really let Barbaracle get Dynamax?
yeah we
well,
did.
Shit.
You're one of the people that might have. What point did
Yes,
you
I
give it?
did.
Well then it's your fault.
You dummy.
your fucking
It's
problem.
your fault.
You
You're
dumbass.
the
It was
you
also
should've
my
just gone
fault, yes.
25. It would have
Yeah, it was your
averaged
fault.
out
I'm blaming you.
All right. So How do we rank these teams? I personally would rank. I think we can all agree Volt is the best in this division.
Yeah, I put Vault 1.
Hero Black.
I would say Volt 1, and then I'd probably say either Mumu or I'd say either Mumu or Nick's team is number 2.
Let's go.
I'd say Mumu, then Nick, then Octa.
I'd say Mumu, then Nick, then Octa, because Lele plus Cephalon is nuts.
Yeah, and then I'd say...
And then Sharpie.
And then I'd say Rising and then Sharpie.
I'd agree with that, because as good as Mew is, it's just this team...
He didn't build around it at all.
Fair.
Yeah, he didn't build around it at all, and he has a really... Like, as good as Kingdra is as a Rain Abuser, it's not a good Rain team.
Yeah. It's an optional Rain team, but, like, the things that you would bring when you don't bring Rain are besides Mew and Darm.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like, you get rid of Mew, then you kind of just win, unless you lose to Darm.
Yeah, alright. So, next team, we have Saigai, Amsterdam Rams with Victini, Decidueye, Duraludon, Comfey, Stunfisk, Zapdos, Buzzwole, Inteleon, Regigigas, and Absol. This team's pretty gross. It's a Saigai team.
I love the Regigigas pick, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it may be the worst of the Regis, but it's still a Regi nonetheless.
I've seen Saigai drafted 3rd overall, I think, and that was before it got buffed, because it has, like, Protect sub now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure that was...
So it's better now.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, it got... No, because it can stall the 5 turns easier. So you just click Protect, sub, and then you just click any move.
Yeah, so I like this team a lot. His offense is really threatening with the Comfey, the Victini, the Buzzwole, the Inteleon, the Zapdos. I mean, with, like, 2 exceptions, like, all of his mons can be run bulky or offensive or just pure offensive, and that's really scary.
And I also like the fact that he has screens with Inteleon.
Yeah.
And Duraludon. Duraludon gets screens.
Yeah, this team can very easily break.
The crit, go plans, Sniper Fang.
Yep, Scope Lens.
Yeah, no, and if he stalls out the 5 turns, Regigigas is a really good Dynamax abuser.
Oh my god, Regigigas can Dynamax. Oh, that's right.
Oh, wait, no, it can't. It can't. It's a legendary. It's a legendary. What am I talking about?
Fucking idiot.
Thank God.
Pick Guzzlord round 1.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
Absol can be a good Dynamax abuser on this team.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what. I mean, Absol gets some solid coverage, so.
Yeah.
It gets good coverage, and it can wish. I think that's probably the main reason we got it, is really just
It's not a
wish.
great dark type, but it's a dark type nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's wish, yeah.
And it's his favorite mon, so it makes him happy.
Alright. Yep.
Yeah.
I think overall we can agree really good team on his part.
He's very good, yes.
Punch. That's cursed.
I'd say I don't like the Stunfisk pick, but Stunfisk is funny and it gives him a ground type, so Stunfisk is a great pick for this team, honestly.
Rocks,
yeah.
It gets rocks, it's a ground type for him that he didn't have before. I think his team is all around very good, and I just like the Victini Zapdos Buzzwole trio.
Yeah.
Like, those 3 together will just wreak havoc.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so let's move on to Yami, Miami Vice Grips. So yeah, Zeraora, Moltres, Bronzong, Glaceon, Lopunny, Hydreigon, Gastrodon, Tapu Bulu, Haunter, and Regirock. Again, another solid team. He has if you ask me, the worst water ground type, but that I think everybody can disagree.
I mean, Gastrodon's still good, though.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still really good.
I agree it's good, but I think
we can agree the best one is Palpitoad, obviously.
Yeah.
Best one's Palpitoad.
Obviously. I think the only mon on this team that's sort of out of place is Lopunny. I think the rest of them all have a role on this team.
Lopunny gets like Wish. It can be funny.
Lopunny can do a lot of things.
Lopunny can do some kind of cool things. Like, it does Klutz, Toxic Orb Switcheroo.
Oh, that's
it gets actually decent.
I actually really like the Lopunny
Fake Out.
It gets Heal Bell, Healing Wish. It's not get
Yeah, it gets Heal Bell.
Okay, I get the point. But
it gets U-Turn, it gets Thunder.
Yeah, I got the point.
Lopunny can do
I think
a lot of things.
He has
and it can Dynamax.
Wait, it can Baton Pass. What kind of setup moves does Lopunny get?
Agility.
Probably.
That's league.
Agility, Power Punch.
Agility, Power Punch, and Substitute are really the only things they'll be able to Baton Pass.
Okay, So,
Oh, it gets cosmic power. It gets cosmic
Oh
power.
god, no.
It can Baton pass cosmic power. Alright.
Baton has cosmic power into Bulu or Zorora. That's kind of
oh
busted.
god. Okay, so
We're giving him ideas.
yeah, so really good offensive core. His defensive core is pretty solid. As well, Moltres, Bronzong, Gastrodon, Regirock. Yeah. You know, his team, another really, really solid team. I like Hydreigon plus Zeraora plus Blue.
I think Bulu, Zorora, and Bronzong as like a terrain trio, I think is going to be very good for him.
Yeah, no, it's a really good team on his end, I will say. This is much better than his team last season. Even then, I thought his team last season was pretty solid.
Yeah. He just had Reboot, and he just won with Reboot every time.
Yeah, that is fair. All right, next let's move on to Hator.
Hater, whatever.
I don't know, the egghead guy. I mean, the guy does...
With a weird...
With Garchomp, Starmie, Vikavolt, Rapidash, Noctowl, Scizor, Gardevoir, Ditto, Vileplume, Throw. But some of these ones are not like the others.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil too much because I play him week 1, so I'm not going to really spoil my train of thought, but his offense is alright with Scizor plus Garchomp plus Starmie. And he has...
Alright.
It's pretty good. And he has... And then
Starmie's actually really good.
Yeah, and then Noctowl and Rapidash are both really good Dynamax abusers.
I think Noctowl, like, I've used it before in, like, NU ladders and whatnot, just as, like, a nasty plot, just click buttons.
Yep.
Because it gets tinted lens, so it literally just Dynamaxes, clicks nasty plot, and then just spams
Max
speed boost,
Airstream.
and then it wins. Spam Max Airstream after a nasty plot. Tinted lens, nothing's resisting anymore. You just win.
Yeah, he has webs with
Noctowl can easily sweep.
Yeah, Vikavolt gives him webs, which is nice on this team.
Guil thought Swords Dance Garchomp's very fun.
Yeah.
If he had screens to pair it up well.
Ditto is really irritating, but I mean, everybody knows how to sort of deal with Ditto, but it's really irritating.
Just don't bring setup mons.
Yeah. And then Vileplume is his only real defensive mon, if I have to be honest. Starmie can work as a defensive mon, but his defensive
I will say...
Gardevoir is a very good Spadef wall. It has a pretty high special defense stat. Wish, Protect, Wish, Heal Bell, Teleport. It's a good defensive mon.
Guil knows a lot about Gardevoir. I would have rather him get a more defensive fairy type, because he already has the psychic type, and he has the psychic type in Starmie, so you don't need the psychic type in Gardevoir. So I think trying to get him on like a Aromatisse or like Puff or something.
Yeah.
Just some more bulkier fairy type.
I will say Throw is fairly bulky as far as fighting types go. It's fairly bulky. Plus it gets rescue.
Yeah, it's a nice little bulky.
Yeah, cheap fighting type.
Yeah, cheap Dynamax fighting type. It's not bad. I just think that the duo Chomp Scizor with webs is just going to be disgusting.
It's going to be fun.
All right.
Underwebs, yeah.
Banded Scissor Bullet Punch is amazing. I would know.
I would know. I had it last season.
Yeah, I had it.
I had like 15 kills with it.
And it was the only thing that did put in any sort of work for me other than a Alolan Muck.
Well, because Alolan Muck always just does good.
Yeah, alright. Next team?
Yeah, we got Max.
Tornti, Slowking, Rabombi, Tangela, Wigglytuff, Heatran, Nidoqueen, Scrafty, Dedenne, and Dragonair. Another alright team.
Disgusting Regenerator core. Tornado, Styrian, Slowking, Tangela.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Heatran as well. Oh, this team is disgusting.
Heatran, Slowking, and Tangela just sounds disgusting to me.
Wigglytuff counters, Dragapult, I guess. It resists both the stabs. It probably still dies to Dragon Dance Steel Wing, but we don't talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Dragon Dance Steel Wing is busted.
It's just bulky Nidoking. It's a really good mon.
Nidoqueen's really good.
Yeah, I will say...
I have no idea what the Denny and Dragonair are supposed to do.
Yeah.
It gives him an electric and a dragon type. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Biggest...
Why not get Togedemaru over the Dedenne?
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Because he only has 6 points, so I guess he just needed to use the points.
Isn't Togedemaru also 3 points?
No, Togedemaru is 6. No, it's 5. It's 5.
Yeah, I didn't... Okay, yeah.
Togedemaru,
I was about to say, there's no way Togedemaru is that.
it's a steel type. It gets Iron Barbs, Spiky Shield. It gets Wish. It gets U-turn.
Yeah,
It's a
it can hit
it's a
hard
solid
and it's bulky.
Pokemon.
My biggest problem with this team is that it's very specially offensive heavy. Like it's very heavy.
That's fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Besides Scrafty and then the option and Nidoqueen, there's no physical attack.
Yeah, and most of the time you're going to be running Nidoqueen specially offensive.
I suppose
Exactly.
Tyrion can run Superpower and Knockoff, but
Yeah, but Torn.
You run
I
Hurricane.
did run
You
Bandit
Hurricane.
Torn G one time.
At best, Tornadus Tyrion is a mixed attacker,
Yeah.
but leaning more towards special still.
Yeah, I mean, you can run it. If you have a pair of cojones, you can run it completely physical, but its physical move pool is lackluster.
What does it even get?
Superpower
It gets
knockoff.
Superpower Iron
knockoff,
Tail.
U-turn, that's about it.
Yeah.
It gets Iron Tail.
It gets acrobatics. That's about it.
Oh no, I guess a 14% accurate steel move. Whatever will we do?
I mean, it's still better than Focus Blast. But it's an alright team, I think. His defensive core is pretty solid at dealing with Heatran's weaknesses. And as far as dealing with Torn T's weaknesses, it's lackluster.
Hey, we should go to the next team. This team over here looks busted.
Yeah, Delaware Dittos, Kartana, Volcarona, Crocodile, Mudsdale, Kingler, Unpheasant, Volcarona, Salamence, Jellicent, Roselia, and Gotharita. Yeah, no,
This team is
pretty
busted.
gross.
Corona Salamence. That's a fun ass fucking team to play against.
Kartana, Salamence, Volcarona, Crocodile as an offensive core.
Salamence was
And then you have Kingler as a
Mudsdale,
Dynamax abuser.
Jealous.
Kingler and Unpheasant as Dynamax abusers is not fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he could have a better defensive core because he has Jellicent at Mudsdale, but besides that, he doesn't really have very much.
Yeah, I mean, Roselia's
not going to do anything.
Yes, Wish. I want to remind you of that, Nick. Bulky Salamence is actually really fucking
I
fun.
have used bulky Salamence
Yeah, that's
before.
fair.
It's lackluster,
Like,
but it does the
I
job.
have too.
Kartana, Crocodile, and Volcarona. I think he can afford to run bulky Salamence.
That's
like
fair.
a lot.
He can afford it. Like, I think Mudsdale will be the physical wall, and then Jellicent's the special wall
to
because
be fair,
Mudsdale's trying to
his-
quick stamina.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, his team does get absolutely abused by ice types.
Mm-hmm.
But
How many teams don't get dumpstered by Mammothswine? That's the.
I drafted Sand, so that's my excuse. I have 8 ground types.
I
That's my
mean,
excuse.
I think Yami is the only person that I've seen so far that can kind of, sort of, in a way, deal with Mamoswine, and by that I mean
No,
Bronzong.
I mean, there's Bronzong, yeah.
That's all I've
And
seen.
terrain, that's about it.
Yeah.
With grassy terrain and Bronzong, that's how it beats it.
Yeah, but what's his name? Rhino. He got a pretty solid team. As far as all.
Yeah, he inherited Cat's team. He got like a spectre. He dropped like 4 Mons, and then I see him pick up Kartana, Volcarona, and like Salamence and Jellicent. I'm like,
actually, hold
okay,
on, I can see what he dropped in. He
I can
dropped.
too.
He dropped 5 Mons.
He dropped Spectre, Conk, Rotom, Heat, Copperajah, Shiinotic, and then he picked up Kartana, Volcarona, Mence, Jellicent, and Mudsdale. He
Honestly-
dropped 5 of his top 6 Mons.
Honestly, as
Yeah.
Or he picked it up.
yeah, I
Better.
think he did a good job.
He
as far as,
enhanced his team so much. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that is
Yeah,
disgusting.
crazy.
yeah.
As soon as I saw those trades, I was flabbergasted. What I don't know what that's a word. That's
It
I
is.
was.
Flabbergasted
I don't
is a
even know.
word.
Definitely a word. Flabbergasted is 100% a word.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. So,
I hear it all the time. Trust me.
all right. So let's move
What's
on
the
to
guy
our
that
last
does the
team
speaking
in the league and in this division is Sfeel Team 6.
I think that's the best team. That's the best team name.
That's the best team name. Yeah.
It's got to
You
be.
guys really think it's better than both of these Nuzleafs?
Yes. I genuinely think it's better than that.
It feels.
Steel Team 6 is just funny. They're both funny, but Steel Team 6
yeah,
is just
plus-
it's nice.
plus-
There's no feel in this team. It's
Well-
terrible.
Well, plus Feel is absolutely adorable. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather have a Spiel than a Nuzleaf.
all right. So his team has Thundurus, Therian, Sylveon, Vaporeon, Entei, Lycanroc, Dusk, Garbodor, Runerigus, Malamar, Cryogonal, and Ferroseed. Overall,
He picked
fairly solid.
Vaporeon round 1.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
He did pick Vaporeon round 1, which mad respect to this man.
Yeah. The third best round 1 pick.
But
behind Butterfree and Braviary.
I will say he, outside of like Cryogonal, he does not have good Dynamax abusers. Because Malamar, if I remember correctly...
It's Malamar? Oh, right.
If I remember correctly, doesn't Malamar lose, have its stats dropped because of contrary?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about getting it in the draft, and then I was like, does contrary work? How does contrary work with the Dynamax boosts? And yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
To be fair, the 2 stab moves for Dynamax, Dark lowers the opponent's stats, and then Psychic sets up terrain. So, like, none of the stab moves are going to be lowering his stats. It's just Max Knuckle that he's got to be careful about.
Yeah.
Which, he's just going to click Superpower once or twice, and then go big, and then click +2 stab Dark moves.
Yeah. I like the Thundurus variant on this team. I like the Cryogonal, the Lycanroc, the Sylveon, the Entei.
I feel like he could have better offensive score, which feels weird. Like, he has Thundurus and Lycanroc, but besides them, I'm not a big fan of it.
I mean, I don't know. Entei...
I'm not a big Entei fan. I
That's
don't like
fair,
Entei.
but I mean, Banded Entei does hit hard. If
It can.
If you're not facing a really bulky water type, that is.
Almost everyone gets a bulky water type.
Yeah, like if you're not facing Hippowdon or a super fat water type, Entei can work.
Well, hey, I have both, so
yeah,
I'm fine.
Primarina's not. Primarina's fat, but it's not that fat. But
yeah, well, I'd rather. I think Primarina can beat Entei.
Choice Spec Sylveon is really gross. Choice Spec Sylveon and Coal Mine Sylveon are gross.
Yeah, and I think he can afford to run offensive Sylveon considering he has Vaporeon. Yeah. So I think we'll be seeing a lot of like Spec Sylveons banded.
Yeah, he has Garbodor, he has Vaporeon, he has Ferroseed, he has Runerigus. Cryogonal is actually really good bulky offensive mod.
Yeah, I think Cryogonal is a good sped F mod.
Recover, rapid spin, it's solid.
Yeah, no, it sucks that it's
pretty fast.
Yeah, it does suck that Cryogonal is one of his 2 hazard removal mons, but it does that job pretty well.
I'd also like to say, Vaporeon can pass like Curse or Acid Armor or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Very fun.
I like the Ferroseed pick. I respect the Ferroseed pick.
I feel like the Garbodor pick is kind of weird, honestly.
I think he just got it for T-Spikes and a grounded poison type. I think that's the only reason he got it.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that, but I feel like he should have gotten a more offensive mod. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just not a big fan of the offense core.
I mean, he could have gotten
I like Thundurus and Lycanroc.
Mind, but Tom passed Sylveon into Thundurus Styrian.
I mean, if he wanted... I mean, does he have a dragon on this team?
He doesn't. He doesn't have a dragon.
He could so he could drop Garbodor and pick up Dragalge if he wanted to for a dragon and the
that's probably a perfect drop because you still get the poison, you get T-Spikes, and you get a dragon. That's perfect right there.
I mean, you do get a slower mom, but adaptability dragon hits hard.
Adaptability Draco specs is just disgusting.
And Sludge Bomb / Sludge Wave, you know.
Exactly.
You know.
But
other than that, I think this is a solid team minus the Malamar. Garbodor and Malamar, I think they're the really big problems for this team.
Yeah.
So
I can live with the Malamar pick though. I like Malamar.
Yeah, I can live with it too. So how do we want to rank this division?
But it's still fine.
Rhino first. Rhino's number 1.
Rhino first for sure.
I think I put Saigai too. Honestly,
I would honestly put Saigai as 1 and then Rhino 2.
I am 100% putting Rhino number 1.
All right. I will concede. So Rhino 1, Saigai 2. I'd say Yami. I'd say Yami 3.
Yeah, I'm saying Yami 3.
Yami 3. Then what's his face for Field Team 6? Striker, and then I'd say probably.
Honestly, I put Hater over.
I would put Max over Hater if I'm being honest, and I would put SEAL Team 6 above both of those. If I'm being honest, it's.
I think this is probably the best division team-wise.
I think that as far as the teams go, like the average team is, like the team as a whole.
The average team is better, but it does. I mean, it does have the broken team. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think Lucas has the best team in the league.
Yes. But
yeah.
So Reno, Saigai, Yami, Striker, and then I would put Max above Hater.
I would go Max, Hator, Striker, honestly, but they're all very close.
Yeah, I think all three of them are close. I'd say Hater, Max, and then Striker.
I think Striker is better than both of them because his team is much more balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has a defensive core which Hater lacks, and he has balanced between special offense and physical offense, which Max lacks. Although to be fair, his offense is a bit lackluster compared to those two, but I'd say his is better.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the offense for Striker. I think he has an amazing defensive core with Vaporeon, Sylveon, Runerigus. I think those three are just going to be really good for him. But besides, like Lycanroc and Thundurus, I'm just not a big fan of the offense.
All right, that's fair.
That's me, though. That's me. I feel like I'm the only one standing on that hill. That's why I'm putting him last. I like Haters, Scizor, Garchomp.
Scizor, Garchomp is high.
Yeah, no, Scizor, Garchomp is good, but I don't know. I think his team is probably the worst in this division.
I think just Garchomp, Scizor is just that good because 4 times with the fire, you go Garchomp, boom. You 4 times with the ice, go Scizor, boom. It's just they go together. It's like bread and butter. It's great. And then you have webs, and then you can just sweep a Noctowl.
Actually, now that I think about it, defensive Garchomp and bulky Scizor can work pretty well. So
yeah, and who really wants speed on Scizor unless you're trying to speed?
Yeah, that's fair.
Who really wants speed?
I don't know. I'd probably, but I still think I put Striker above both Max and Hater, but I might. But reconsidering now, I might put Hater above Max. All right, so we are done. We've gone through all the teams. We can discuss at a later date how we would rank all the teams in the league if we want to do that. And by later date, I mean not in a voice chat for 2 hours.
And by us, you mean me, since I'm doing PRs.
Yeah. All right. So this has been the incredibly scuffed podcast for PRs.
What's more scuffed, the speed tiers for every team or this podcast?
I definitely say this podcast.
Fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sadly, Ryan did not make his appearance. So
just pops in like, hey guys.
Yeah, no, Ryan and Lucas did not make an appearance in this, so that makes it significantly less stuffed, but it's still pretty stuffed.
Yeah, we didn't even have the guy who's made this thing.
Yeah. Oh well, c'est la vie. Alright, so I'm going to end the recording now, so catch you guys later, and yeah.